What's going on, people? This is be your boy Smith. Normally you catch us here at the sanctuary, but because of some Google shenanigans, Spaghetti and Friends is currently on location for the next 90 days. So we're going to be bouncing around from channel to channel, but this is Spaghetti and Friends. What's going on, peoples?
What it do, everybody? What it do? What it do?
What's up, people? YouTube.
What's up?
And today we're going to be we're going to do a little figure review, and we're going to be talking a lot of Infinity Wars, a lot of spoilers. So if you don't want to watch, you might as well step off right now. And pretty much, it's been a week. If you ain't, I can't even help you on that front because I've seen it. I've already seen it. I know people that have already seen it twice. What's your excuse? What's your excuse?
Yeah, I saw it like six times.
You trying to tell me your ass couldn't find a little Asian lady with a bootleg, something? You couldn't get a day off of work that you ain't catch this movie? Like, come on now. And,
y'all know half y'all got that Kindle Fire Stick. Y'all can't even.
Yeah, you ain't hook up that Kindle Fire Stick and you're out here playing games. So we're gonna be talking about that. Oh, Jimmy,
yeah.
Did you post? We're on here.
Yeah, I did.
Sweet. So we're gonna be doing that. But before we get into that, we had a little thing we wanted to try to do, which basically is we're all reviewers here. We all have our own style of how we review things. So today it's kind of a little bit of a challenge. Basically, we're gonna do a review in 5 minutes or less. Now, anybody want to go first, or it's up to you.
Because mine is kind of big.
All right, so set it up, man. Give it up for Sunspots.
What?
Anybody got a timer? Because it's 5 minutes left. He go over, we gotta stop him.
Let me pull mine out. I said I wanted to go last because I gotta prep mine.
Oh, you got prep yours? Okay, so
I should go first. Y'all want me to? I'm good.
All right, go ahead, man. Do it.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Phantom McFly. Here's what's up for today. I'm going all ham for this. All right, so what I got a couple days ago, actually came in, I think, yesterday. I got the first 6-inch Hulk, and actually it's the Hulk busting out of the Hulk Buster. Now, this is some crazy junk, because honestly, this was shown right after Infinity War, so I seen this right after the movie. Went ahead, copped it. Honestly, this is one of the craziest pops. Now, the one problem with it is there's a possibility it might be broken because they was tripping with their shipping. A lot of these ended up broken in a lot of the pop community peoples. So if you ended up getting this, do not open it just in case. I'm not opening mine. Be careful with it. It's a dope pop. First 6-inch Hulk. You can't really complain. It's lit. That's it. Done. 6-inch Hulk.
Nice.
Quickness.
That was pretty quick. I like that.
That looks pretty dope.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
Who's next? Who's
going next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. Okay. You got me on time, Vinny?
Yep. Starting the timer right now.
What's going on, people? This is your boy Smith with another super awesome review. Today we'll be going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic Walgreens exclusive. It is a great figure. Normally I show you the box. We ain't got time for all that. It's got a lot of good posability. Heads on the ball joint, up, down, get your 360 rotation, sweet ab crunch. I'd give him a punt. Double jointed knees. Waist rotation, and he does come with a little accessory, his instant nullifier, plus gimmick, arms pop off. Get you some long ass arms, do some Mr. Fantastic stuff there. Definitely a great figure. I'd give him a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely got a lot of fun factor, especially if you are into the Fantastic Four. There are more waves. Only downside I would give it that it is a Walgreens exclusive, so you would have to definitely get your hunt on. But if you can, sometimes BBTS will have this on stock. So if you get lucky, definitely give it a shout out. Mr. Fantastic, 3.5 out of 5. This be your boy Smith for Mr. Fantastic. Eat, sleep, collect, repeat. I'm rolling out. Peace.
I actually got mine on BBTS.
Nice.
Pretty cool stuff.
Lit.
Lit.
Who's next? It's like speed reviews.
Speed reviews. Yeah, that works.
Vinny, you want to go next?
All right, sure. Hey, just give me 1 second. I'm like trying to make sure I can grab some of the accessories out of the box. He's like, okay.
All right. No worries.
Okay, I'm ready. Gonna start my timer right about now. Hello, people YouTube. It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny. And today, I'm gonna look at what just became one of my favorite figures in the Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts line, Goku Black, arguably one of the most popular villains in Dragon Ball Super. And here's what I gotta say: he looks very nice. Most of the shading issues I had with previous figures, such as Yamcha, where shading was placed wherever they wanted it without giving any second thought where it should go to make it look like actual shadows. Goku Black really does not have that much of shading issues, except one issue. There's no shading on the back. That's lazy. Previous Dragon Ball figures, when they used the 1.0 mold, had shading on the back. So I don't know what they were thinking there. The paint job is nice. They definitely captured Goku Black's evil look from the anime very, very well. It's not just a plain Goku face reuse, and it's pretty cool. One thing I do have to say is that when the hair was pulled out of the mold, you can't really see it right now, but they should have done a better job to make sure not too much mold lines or mold spots where he was removed from front of mold were anywhere, because yeah, I can see why that would annoy people. Paint job is actually nice and clean. They painted the time ring very nicely. The guitar earring is not bad. For articulation, he's pretty posable. Can look this far up, this far down. Can obviously look side to side. The neck is also on a slight ball joint. His ab crunch goes about this far. It's not the best for a figure, but it is decent enough and can go back pretty far for a Dragon Ball Figure Arts, so I'm happy about that. His arms can move out just a little bit less than 90 degrees. Not really sure how I feel about that. This part moves to prevent gaps. Biceps can swivel. Double jointed elbows. Ball hinged wrists. Legs can move up this far up and this far down. Barely any hindrance with the skirt, so that's definitely a good thing. And can almost get the splits. And he has ball jointed ankles, but his ankle rocker is actually pretty banging. And he does have a toe hinge. He comes with a lot of accessories. He has the neutral head with a teeth-gritted face, just a kid, which is looking off to the side. Don't like that. I don't like when they make faces looking out to the side. That is stupid. That's stupid, honestly. I don't like that. And he comes with a Super Saiyan Rose head, so that way you don't have to buy another Goku Black with this exact head.
Rose.
Oh, God. He comes with the neutral Rose face, but he also comes with a yelling face as Super Saiyan Rose. He also comes with 2 martial arts fighting stance hands. Pretty cool. It's standard Dragon Ball stuff. Comes with 2 Kamehameha hands. Comes with 1 instant transmission hand. Well, almost instant transmission. Comes with the infamous smell my finger hand.
What?
It comes with the karate chop for I forgot what this beam was called. Forgive me. And it slides on the hand just like that. And the weight of it does not weigh it down too much, unlike Vegito's. But I don't recommend having it on for a long period of time, because you really don't want to risk snapping the wrist joint over time because gravity. But my favorite effect part is the Dark Kamehameha that it comes with. And unlike normal Goku, the Dark Kamehameha is not painted. It's molded in a translucent purple plastic. I'm happy about that, because the original Kamehameha effect, the paint was very easy to scratch off. It was almost irritating. But overall, I think Goku Black is a welcome addition into the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z line. I really don't have that much complaints. Unfortunately, though, he's pretty high priced on the aftermarket as of right now. So if you want him, jump on him as soon as you can before he reaches the $200 price range. Overall, I would have to give Goku Black a 4 out of 5. And there we go.
Yeet.
Nice.
Dope. I got that figure too. I like him a lot.
That's
Yeah, looks good. I'm hoping they put out a bottle kit for him so I can put one together.
Who knows? With how popular Dragon Ball Super is, they might do that.
Because I'm a fan of the figure ass standards. Those
Yeah, I know. By the way, you're getting the figure out standard of Vegeta?
Which one? The Super Saiyan? I already got Super Saiyan. I need Super Saiyan Blue. I need
No. I did not say Vegeta. I said Vegito. Sorry.
Oh, Vegito?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck you then.
I'm surprised he comes with a super long spirit sword. That legitimately got me shocked.
I guess who's next? Matt?
Yeah, I could go.
All right, bro. So on you. Floor's yours.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Matitude22 here today, bringing you guys another figure review. So today, the figure I brought to kind of 5-minute review and show off is Sentinel Mega Man. So really like this figure. I think he's a little small. I kind of wish he was a little bigger, but what are you gonna do? It's hard to tell, but face is pretty dope. He's got some lines under his eyes. I mean, it is what it is. Other than that, it's just a pretty plain face. The Mega Buster, some pretty cool detail on there. Some nice paint. They even painted the little red on the inside. So it's nice detail. Like the nice details like that, the little ones are the ones I like the most. Articulation, pretty standard. Head moves side to side. You get a good forward and up. Not as much up as down. Arm moves up to about here. You get full rotation on that. It's got bicep swivel. It's hard to see, but not as much bend in the elbow, so kind of more of like a single jointed elbow as opposed to a double. Diaphragm joint. Hips move out about this far. He kicks this far forward, which is not very much. He kicks significantly more back. Bend in the knee, and the feet do kind of move around. Good figure. I like him. He's not too expensive, so pick him up, man.
Who makes that?
If you like Mega Man. I don't even know.
Hey, it's all good.
I don't even know.
Where'd you get it from? BBTS?
I think the company's name is Sentinel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sentinel. Is that the company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know it's like the Sentinel Mega Man. I got him on Amazon.
That's what's up.
.com. So I paid like that sweet shipping and handling.
Nice. All right, I guess last but not least, Sunspots reviews.
Jeanette.
Sunspot.
All right, so if you hear a noise, it's because of this thing right here.
What?
I got this on sale, the giant Mattel RC Batmobile, and it's really hard to show off the detail because I just want to show off the actual RC, but there it is. Again, I just kind of want to show off the RC stuff. Take my word on how detailed and how heavy this guy is. I mean, he's really heavy, but you control him via an app on your phone. You have to use this Wi-Fi setting. And there's actually a camera on the inside. I don't know if you can see, but you can see on my arm moving.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and it's hard to see, but Batman's head is right here because the figure's actually inside. But all you do is just control it as you would.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh no! Oh my god!
He pulled the tightest. He pulled the tightest.
Oh my god. Oh,
that's funny.
Oh Lord,
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
right there.
But here it is. Just to show detail.
God.
It's pretty damn big. It has a lot of weapons. Thank you for watching my review. I go take care of some things. No.
Oh my
and
god.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is
Oh no, landfill.
in 5 minutes or less. Thank everybody for participating, especially Sunspot's reviews. We saved the best for last. Jimmy, where'd you get that from? Oh, that's a badass Batmobile. Where'd you get that? Oh wait, Doc, you got something to review?
Well, actually, hold on. I don't know what to begin with, but I got something to review. I got these fellas the week. Wait a minute. So, here we have the Marvel Doctor Strange and Burning Flame sets from Bandai Tamashii Nations, right?
Oh, sweet.
And I think he's a good pickup. I like the flames. Although I'm not sure if Doctor Strange made some flame moves in the movie. I don't remember. But
He never did.
if you own the Storm Collectible Scorpion, you could recreate a fatality with those flames because he has also flame accessories, which is kind of cool, right? Right?
Oh, that's cool. Yo, I would have never thought of that, man. That's some genius shit right there.
So that's the first thing I got. Wait a minute. So the second thing I've got here is the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 Freddy from NECA.
Oh, nice.
We all love NECA.
Love that.
Ah,
Nice.
look at that son of a bitch. Burned like a fucking toast. And one thing I gotta mention, the box is a little bit wider than the normal ones from NECA, and I assume it's because of the two dogs here and here,
Ooh,
Yeah, nice.
the accessories. So
that's dope,
that's the
man.
second thing. Third thing is, get the fuck out of my way, cat. My way. Fucking bitch. Here we have the Friday 13th Camp Crystal Lake accessory set, which is super cool. I like
Dope.
it.
That's amazing.
Jason perfectly. But what I like the most of the packaging is the back. There is a reading. It says, create your own chilling diorama with these Friday the 13th accessory set, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, set includes Camp Crystal Lake sign, dog base, rock and sign base with chain attached, figure to recreate Jason's floating at the bottom of the lake. Figures sold separately, of course. And then, you have these little notes here on the side which say, cabins need to be cleaned tonight. And what does this say? Please check the life vests and archeries and bullshit like that. I think that's a funny thing to do
That's
for
pretty dope.
everyone who saw the movie. And that thing I've got here is a fucking gem. And if you get your hands on that, you will be fucking proud of it. And it is. And it is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Diamond Select Venom.
The best Venom.
They re-released him, at least here in Germany. I don't know about the States, but I immediately ordered a second one because I need one in mint condition. If bad times will come, I'm gonna sell that motherfucker for 1,000 euros. So that's the gem. When I opened the box and he really looked at me, I was like a little kid. I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Venom. Finally. And now I need Carnage. He's gonna be hard.
Good luck with that. I had the scrounge to get a Carnage, but
I was only lucky enough to buy my Carnage at my Comic-Con.
yeah, that like I said, that's probably the best Venom that I've seen that I have in my collection. I'm like, yeah, fuck Marvel Legends. That's the fucking Venom right there. By the way, that Doctor Strange, I saw that shit at a Barnes and Nobles and I was tempted. I wasn't crazy about the face sculpt though. How's the face on yours looking?
The face sculpt is actually quite good from that Doctor Strange. What I can say, at least, he's not have like cricket eyes or something. I mean, the flesh tone is a little bit too pale for me, but it's okay. And I hate that fucking plastic cape, dude. Who the fuck makes
don't get me started. The plastic cape is terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh yeah, Vinny. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to pass on it because I was like, the Doctor Strange they had in mind, he had a little bit of a derp face, so I was like, I'll pass.
I actually heard the SH figure arts Infinity War Doctor Strange that does have a better likeness. That's what I heard though.
Okay.
But so far, I'm done with my review. At least, I mean, if you take a look at this Venom, you all should know him, right?
Yep.
Classic box, Toy Biz, 1990s, best times ever. So
that's an old school Venom right there.
Yeah, old school. He's the second best, in my opinion. My second favorite one. I have the, what is this? Also from Hasbro. I don't know what. I don't know like him. It's from Spider-Man 3 movie. I don't like this at all.
Oh, you got the Topher Grace Venom?
Excuse me, what please?
The Topher Grace, you mean the bad Venom from Spider-Man 3? You know, the real shit one that people don't really talk about because it's just that garbage.
Yeah, it is.
Who thought the kid from that 70s show could pull off Eddie Brock? Nobody ever said. No one ever said.
You know what's crazy though? As shitty as those movies are, that
whoa! Pause, Matt.
they're one of like the most valuable waves on the aftermarket.
Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 were good.
That's true.
Spider-Man 3. That's a different subject. Like, okay. Here's the thing. Spider-Man 3 had potential. It fell off the rails a few times, but I think it was too much, like too many villains. I think if it was just maybe either just Venom or just Sandman, it could have been good, but then you throw in the Goblin and all that, and it was just there was too much in the fucking soup. There was too much in the soup.
I think the too many villains didn't really bother me. I just think they didn't execute it well. Like, first of all, they saved Venom till the very end. Like that was a mistake, man. They should have Venom should have been the main villain, not Sandman. Like Sandman should have been more a secondary villain. I will say though, the Goblin, we got one little fight scene with the Goblin, and then he switched sides pretty quick. Yeah, and then they had the team up at the end.
We could have did without that though.
See, now the thing is, Sony literally ruined what Sam Raimi wanted to do though, because he literally didn't even want to put Venom in there. I feel like he would have put the symbiote in there to let it build up through a different through the next movie.
Yeah.
That Sony forced him to put all those characters in there. He just didn't know how to flesh it out the way he wanted to.
It was too much. It was too much of a cash grab. Like I said, Spider-Man 2 was a shit. Spider-Man 1 was good. I mean, like I said, it definitely set the tone for what we have today. So I give it as props for what it has done. Yeah, like I said, was Part 3 perfect? No. Was it the worst? No. It just had those kind of moments of definitely had the cringe and definitely had that you could tell parts of it was forced.
I mean, it was trash, but I could still watch that more than I could watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that same thing.
Yes.
As bad as Spider-Man 3 was, it's at least not unwatchable. Like I can sit through it. I mean, the two Amazing Spider-Man movies, man, those are really, really hard to get through.
The Amazing Spider-Man movies, I thought were terrible films.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even sit through the first 5 minutes of the second movie, so I was like, you know what?
Yeah, that one's awful.
Delete. And ironically, the best thing to come out of the Amazing Spider-Man movies were in my opinion, the Amazing Spider-Man video games. But even then, the Amazing Spider-Man video games were just mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at least Spider-Man 3 is like watchable. Like I can get through it.
The best thing the Amazing Spider-Man movie did was it was so bad they had to go to Marvel. That was the best thing there was. They were so bad they were like, okay, maybe we need some help.
Yeah, that's like the legacy of those movies.
That's like most likely the reason we got Spider-Man.
No, that's the legit reason why we got Spider-Man because
I had no idea.
They fucked up. They were trying to set up their own little franchise universe, but it was so bad, so poorly received that they had to. They was like, okay, we gotta go back to scratch, but no one's gonna fuck with us now. So what do we do? And Marvel came a knocking and said, hey, let's talk.
Like I know local directors in my area, including myself, that are way better than Mark Webb at directing a movie. That made me angry that they chose a subpar person to go try and make something that needed to be perceived well. So yeah, it's just they got me mad.
Like that whole thing was just like, no. No. that movie was just no good. But like I said, it's almost kind of a necessary evil in hindsight. Because without it, we wouldn't have got Homecoming. We wouldn't have got Spider-Man in Civil War and in Infinity War. So as bad as it was definitely a necessary evil to get us to where we're at now. So I'll give it credit for that. That's as much credit as I'll give it, is that your shit was so bad that they had to share it with Marvel to make it better and kind of save the name of Spider-Man. So thank you, Amazing Spider-Man, for being so shit. so that we can get Spider-Man in good films. So thank you for that. I appreciate your service. You credit to your country. And on the topic of Infinity Wars, again, spoilers. You've had a week. If you don't want to hear nothing, because I even told a friend of mine, he was asking me, was it good, was it bad? And I was like, dude, anything I say will spoil this. I can't even tell you if it's good or not. He's like, how's the end credits? I can't tell you. Whatever I tell you will spoil this movie. That's just how there's nothing in this movie from beginning to end that isn't a spoiler. Literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
That I'm like, I can't even tell you if it's good or bad. I can just tell you, go see it. That's all I can say is go see it.
Right.
So again, you've been warned. Spoilers are plentiful because now I saw Derek's list. I would definitely agree that yes, this is the top Marvel film.
Yeah,
indeed.
Like I think the amount of characters you have in there alone could put it at the top. But then there's so much other good stuff.
If you look at it, it's not just the characters; it's just the amount of time they gave each. It's well balanced. The story hits you hard, no matter what. It's gonna keep you on your seat, and that's what I look for in a top film.
Like if you look at Thanos as a villain, like there is so much depth to just Thanos' character alone, and he's like supposed to be the villain. Like I've never felt for like a Marvel villain the way like I felt for Thanos. Like at times, like part of me, like I'm feeling like sympathetic for him.
Yeah,
like
that's what
some
I wanted
stuff
to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This definitely felt like this was a Thanos, like he was almost the protagonist of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was, the Avengers were secondary to, this was literally the Thanos quest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like this was his movie.
It was. And I mean, I think honestly, truthfully, the movie reinforced that at the end where it said Thanos will return. So like this is his movie. Like legit, like this shit is about him in a dark way. Like he's not the hero, but he's the star. He definitely is the star. Like I mean, like I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, like I've read the comics, I own the comics. Like I remember back in the day, me and my friends would talk about this shit like this would never happen. And I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like this is like this like 12-year-old me right now if he could bust a nut, he would have busted a nut. This is the greatest thing. I would like to go back in time and get his little ass like, dude, you gotta watch this shit right here because this shit is like this is the fucking truth. Now, like I said, me part of it, like I said, I definitely a comic book purist, and you know, yes, is it faithful to the comic?
Not at all.
No, but the tone, the approach, and everything in between. Yes, they had to use what they had, and I would honestly say, out of all comic book movies that have come before, this one did the best adaptation of what they could use in this film. Like even taking parts that are from the comics and replacing characters in that spot, and it still worked because it made sense in that film. Like the whole opening scene where Hulk crashes into, you know, Doctor Strange's shit, that's Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer is supposed to crash in and be all, Thanos is coming, Thanos is coming. Can't use Silver Surfer, but it was still worked because 5 minutes prior, we watched the Hulk get his ass handed to him. You know what I'm saying? So it fit that perfectly that it's like, I'm not even mad about it that the Silver Surfer's not there because it's like, you know what, you got to work on what you got. They did it well, man. Russo brothers, man, fucking tip my hat, dude. Like, y'all fucking killed it, dude. Yeah. For real.
Really quick, did any of you guys check out that website? Did Thanos Kill Me? Did you guys check that out?
Yes.
No,
Nah, I haven't. What is this? I missed this.
So you just go on the website and it basically tells you if Thanos killed you or not.
Oh, like if you got erased from existence.
yeah. But it's cool because like the result will never change. So like even if you keep refreshing, you always get the same result.
Okay, so I went on Did Thanos Kill Me? And guess what? I have been spared.
Yeah, I was spared.
Now I gotta go check it out.
See,
everybody check it out.
Like I'm dead apparently, so I'm not even supposed to be here right now.
Wait, how are you even here? It's a time paradox.
I'm just a floating pile of ash. Okay, so your boy in this freaking Iron Man bandana is supposed to be a pile of ash. I was supposed to be dead with Spider-Man.
You were sacrificed for the greater good by Thanos?
Yes, sir.
No, actually, you could live because you have your own gauntlet. So
that's very true. That's very true.
From another universe, the same way. Hey, listen, the same way. Mjolnir's been destroyed, but in another multiverse, it still exists. So anything is possible. What was the name of what's the name of this site? Is it
just type in Google like "Did Thanos Kill Me" and it should come up.
Okay, let me see. Let me check out. I'm just trying to figure it out now because I want to see did I make it. Also, something we had talked about, I guess, like in previous weeks about it, and I knew this was happening too, was the scene where him and Captain America are fighting, and it looks like he only had the 2 gems, but he actually had like, I told y'all motherfuckers they cut that shit out.
I knew it.
Knew they had to cut it out.
Yeah.
They fucking bad.
It's the easiest way to not show anything. Like if you just show the same amount of gems or same amount of whatever is supposed to be in certain things in trailers, like without giving up anything, it's the perfect thing to do whenever you're actually doing that business.
Yeah. So. I mean, seriously, like if we had seen all the gems, I think it definitely would have spoiled it.
Yeah, like I definitely wouldn't have wanted to know that. I mean, the 2 gems that it did show I mean, in the trailer, you see Thanos crushing the Tesseract, so you know he gets a Space Stone, and then like the Power Stone is so insignificant that you don't even see him actually getting it. So yeah, like in that scene, like it just shows you the 2 gems. It's not too bad, but yeah, like if they would have showed me like the Soul Stone, like I would have been pretty tilted.
True. All right, how
Or
did y'all
like that.
feel about like? Actually, go ahead, Matt. My bad.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like yeah, like the Time Stone too. Like that would have kind of bothered me if I saw that too.
Oh yeah, true. Like the beginning scene, just in general. Like, how did you guys feel when it started? Like all the way through, even through the beginning scene, not beginning scene, but the beginning part where it just the Marvel 10 years. You were hearing the radio frequency thing with the the first director of Thor, and then going into Ebony Maw speaking and all that. How'd y'all feel?
I thought it was pretty I thought that was pretty intense. Because like too, when they showed the little like Marvel Studios thing, like there was no sound, there was no like music or anything. Like usually when they show the little like Marvel Studios logo or whatever, like there's a song that or a tune that goes along with it.
I thought the theater was fucked up for a minute.
Yeah, so it's like you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden it goes into that like broadcast. I don't know, man. Like I thought, like right off the bat, like that was pretty deep. I was like, oh shit, like this is about to get real. And then you just see Ebony Maw walking, and there's like dead bodies everywhere. Like it's like, oh my god.
I just got the results, and I can take this 2 ways. I can take it the PC way and call it racism because Derek Gaines the only brother who don't exist anymore.
Wait, first they take out Black Panther, now they take.
But again, I will be. I have ventured into the multiverse, so I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I will return. Mr. Smith will return.
Jimmy, I want to know if Thanos spared you or not.
Oh, he did.
All right, cool.
All right.
So we
Jimmy,
know.
Jimmy, what about you?
Oh no, he spared me.
And Steve in the chat, he said he did survive as well. So
Nice.
congrats.
Nice.
Dang, Thanos, man. I got your gauntlet, man.
Thanos sound like the brothers kid. He know we a threat.
Like I got a whole shrine for him basically in my room, and I'm not spared. This is BS, man. Come on.
You don't give a fuck about you, bro.
For real. But,
he the only one that's rocking the glove.
That beginning scene gave me chills. Just hearing Ebony Maw saying, "You guys have died for the greater good under Thanos." That was creeped out. That gave me chills. It was crazy. And then just seeing all that, oh my god! Like Russo brothers killed it. Like I love it.
I want to skip ahead a little bit, and I think the money maker for me, fucking Red Skull.
Oh yeah,
that was sweet.
Fucking Red Skull. Fucking Red Skull for years since Captain America came out. That's the only. I think it's one of the questions everyone's asked. At least I know I have. Like, where did he go? Like, I was always hoping that he got to show up somewhere, because clearly he didn't die. He went somewhere. Where no one ever knew. But then when they went to go get that Soul Stone and the dude's talking, and they showed that grill, I'm like, hold up. That fucking Red Skull? Like, yo, son. I was like, son, this movie, I said, this movie's perfect, son. This movie's perfect. It answered all my questions. I was just like, oh, this movie's perfect.
It threw me so off guard. I didn't see that coming at all.
No,
me neither. Up in this movie at all.
I wasn't even expecting. That was one of those, I did not. That's a WTF. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even think about it. Until I saw the face, and I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about Red Skull, and I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking Red Skull.
Yeah.
And then hear how he's talking about how he's been there for forever, pretty much. Yo, like that shit is deep.
But like, it goes to show you that we were talking about this not that long ago. Look how easy it was to recast Red Skull, and like, unless, I mean, I don't know, like. Me for sure, I wasn't convinced that was not Hugo Weaving. Like, you could have told me that was Hugo Weaving, and I'd have been like, all right, like, that makes sense. And then when you find out later that it's someone completely different, it's like, oh, damn, well, I don't know. Like, to me, like, you can't even tell the difference. Like, that was just Red Skull to me. Like, you look the same. So it goes to show you that, like, they could have recast him a long time ago, and it wouldn't have made a difference. But even now, like, I want to see Red Skull make a comeback, man.
Well, I mean, from what the movie says, he's trapped there. But you know, time will tell. I mean, shit, it was just nice to see him again. You know, he kind of just went out, and you just kind of left with a question of like, what happened? Where'd he go?
At the very least, it's nice because everybody's always kind of wondered, well, did Red Skull get teleported somewhere, or did he just get killed? Like, at least now you know where he is. Like, now you know he's not dead. He's trapped on that planet. So at least that debate is finally over. That question has finally been answered.
Right.
Definitely. But like I said, it was definitely one of those, like, you know, it kind of answered the question. Like, okay, I was watching a fucking PewDiePie video, and he was talking about how he doesn't like the Marvel Universe and how there's too many movies. And to a degree, I'm like, okay, if you're not into it, then you're not going to get it. But it does pay to watch these movies, because if you didn't watch Captain America, you would not know who this dude was and the significance of him being there and how he got there. So, you know, it's almost like these movies all have a payoff in certain degrees. It's just did you catch it when it happened?
Yeah.
Because like I said, it took some people in the theater a minute to realize who the fuck that was, especially if you didn't see Captain America.
Right.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure those who have watched from Iron Man till Infinity War, like I said, as soon as I saw the face, and I'm like, oh shit, it's this fucking Red Skull. You know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of those things that it pays to watch these movies, because fuck around and there's some shit in there that might go over your head. Even though these movies can hold their own as standalones, there's always a nod to the next film and so on that it all paid off.
Yeah.
Like, and everything paid off that it's like, okay, makes sense now. You know, we weren't sure about what the Tesseract was, but then finally we kind of got this is why this motherfucker was so important in the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like I said, they did their thing, man.
Yeah, I thought for me, Doctor Strange was like the MVP of this movie. Maybe like one of them, but out of all the heroes that were in it, like, I think Doctor Strange was one of at least the top 3 for me. Like, aside from Thor, he was the only one that I really felt like he could believably go up against Thanos.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. Yeah.
And you saw him do a lot more. Like, I know a lot of people complain in Doctor Strange that, oh, he didn't do enough like magic stuff in this. He didn't do enough magic stuff. Like, here you got to see him do a little more. Like, you saw the red bands of Sidorak. That was pretty cool. And then there's even like a throwback where he tries to trap Thanos in the mirror dimension. The mirror dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I like the part.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I like the part. Like, I thought, like, okay, that part when they go to nowhere and Thanos fucks up Drax and Mantis. I thought they were dead for a minute there, because the way he had fucked them up. Too. I thought they was done right there. I was like, oh shit, like, it's real like that. I thought, oh, damn. I thought they was fucked up for a minute, because he's like, yeah, you know, broke the motherfucker into pieces. Like, oh damn, Batista, you went out like that. Shit.
Yeah, I thought they were too.
Right. I was freaking out.
Oh. Like, for real, I was like, damn. I was like, man, this movie's going there, son. It's going there. I was like, yo, so you know what? All bets is off. I saw that shit. I was like, all bets is off, man. Fuck this. Like, this. Like I said, like, I get what you said, Derek, last week. Like, so much emotion, so many emotions.
Right. And actually,
like,
the craziest thing about that one scene, that crap was straight out the comics too. Might have been with a few people. But that crap is straight out the comics, and I was lit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my! I was lit and hurt at the same time. I thought it was legit gone
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
one moment.
I was like, damn, he didn't even got the full glove on. He already fucked shit up. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, God damn, bro. Go get the rest of the jewels first.
But I kind of liked. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go on, man. You go on, bro.
I kind of liked the, because to me, like what I thought of that scene is after you find out they're not dead, it shows you how in Thanos' mind how like insignificant they are, because like they were not even, he could have easily killed them, but like they were, to him they were not even worth killing because they were so insignificant. So like after they were like they're alive, it was like, damn, like Thanos ain't even about to kill them. Like that's how little they are to him.
Yeah. Okay. Who else here saw it? Okay, because a lot of people, because I know it was talks about it for the longest. Like everybody, at least people I've talked to, everybody was kept saying that the Soul Gem was going to be in Wakanda, and I was like, no, nah.
I didn't believe it.
I never thought it was, because I'm like, no, it's like it's just too easy. It would be just too easy. Like, just all the gems are just on Earth. Like, no. Like, trust me, if that was the case, Black Panther would have been known, just the same way Doctor Strange and Age of Ultron did. But it's like, no, like I feel like whoever started that shit was a red herring. That was because I'm like, it's got to be something deeper than that. Like this is just at all the stones, it's the one stone that no one's even talked about. So just to put it in Wakanda would seem kind of lame to me. So
it would be the biggest cop out for real.
Yeah, it would. So I'm glad that it wasn't, and I'm glad where it was in that whole scene with Gamora. Like I was like, dude, that
was intense.
Yeah.
Oh no, the intense one was the flashback with her, the little girl, and he's showing her the knife, and he's like, look the other way, kid, because they about to get slayed. He's like, no, look over
that
here.
guy's crazy.
Look over here.
Yeah.
Don't look at that while my army just lays your people out. Like, here, look this way.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like there's so much depth to Thanos. Like in that scene, like you actually feel like, all right, like maybe he's not such a bad guy.
Thanos is such a compelling and complex villain in Avengers Infinity War. I really did not know if I wanted to feel bad for Thanos or really hate his guts for everything he's doing. He's like one of those villains where you want to feel remorse, but at the same time you don't want to because, well, he's insane.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think he's insane.
Okay,
but he's one of he's one of the things where his villainy, at least to him, is right. Justified. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah. Like
everyone else looks at it like, yeah, you're trying to destroy the world, but to him, he's looking at it like, I'm doing you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm bringing some kind of balance
to the universe.
To the universe by doing this. So, in his mind, everybody else is genocide. He's killing. He's wiping out, planets, and it's like, no, I'm doing a favor here. I'm bringing the mountain to Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here to help you.
And he's not wrong in a kind of way.
He's not. Like I said, that's what makes it such a weird kind of dynamic, because it's like you can look. Like I said, clearly the movie is about him. Everything is about him. Even like I said, when he killed Gamora, the dude had remorse. The dude was sad about it. Like he didn't want to do it, but he knew he had to do it to complete his mission. Yeah. Even though, in Gamora's eyes, she thought he was just a heartless monster. And, he turned around like, no, I'm not a heartless monster. I do love you. That's why it pains me to do this. I have to kill something I love to complete my goals. And it's like, wow, man, that's like, how do you take that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you mad? Can you be mad about it? It's just like, it's just like some real, like, makes you kind of think like, okay, is he really that much of a villain? Like I said, you almost have to put yourself in his shoes to the point of, like I said, I don't think he thinks what he's doing is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right, because like the Russo brothers themselves even said that if you would actually look at the view, if you were to root for him from the jump, you would see the whole, like, it would actually end up like every other superhero movie, essentially. Or who's gonna come out and win. So, but the way they laid it out to where you're so invested into your heroes, you're gonna come out of that like, I lost everything through that. So one way, if you were just straight up about Thanos, you felt good. Otherwise, if you still about your heroes, you lost it all.
Yeah, like I said, it's a double-edged sword because it's like, advertisers would make you believe like he's just a big bad. In fact, the whole cinematic universe pegged it as he is the big bad. All these movies is a combination of, this and sight unseen of Infinity Wars. Yeah, that's how you looked at it, like he's the big bad. But even in the comic books, he's not really the big bad. His intentions in the comic books are somewhat similar, where it's not him being evil to be evil, it's him being evil to impress a woman. So in his mind, like, I'm trying to court Lady Death. Lady Death asked me to give her souls. So what do you do when you want to impress a woman? You're going to give her what she wants. So are you technically doing a bad thing, or are you just doing something for love?
Right.
So it's one of those things where it's like I said, even in the end of the comics, Thanos knew he wasn't meant to wield that kind of power. Like, his arrogance and everything, that he knew that he had to sabotage himself because he knew he wasn't meant to have this. Even though he went out of his way to get it, but he did that for love. He did that for Mistress Death. That, she asked him to give me souls. He's like, I will go on a quest. I will retrieve these gems, and then I will give you death. So it's like, like I said, Thanos is like probably the most complex character, comics or movies, that I've ever seen, because it's hard to sit there and say I don't like him because he's a bad guy. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of get it. Where he's coming from, it's a warped sense of thinking. But like I said, if you really kind of walk in the dude's shoes, is he doing something for the greater good? We don't know. Like, there's other things that's still to come that we don't know he's doing it for. We got Miss Marvel coming out soon, and whole Kree Skrull Wars, that's a whole fucking shit show in itself. So you figure he eliminates half the universe. That doesn't just include people on Earth. That's everybody else.
It may be a dumb question, but when he used his finger and wiped out the half of the universe, the gauntlet was like a bit broke. After that, does he still have the gauntlet, or is it like gone? I don't think so, right?
No, the glove got a little trashed, but it's still intact. That's why he was looking at Thor like when he threw the Stormbreaker. He's like, you should have cut my head off.
Yeah.
But see, honestly, it wouldn't even matter about the gauntlet, more so the gems, because the gems, nothing happened to them. So
no,
stones are all right. Like, that gauntlet could be destroyed completely, but if the gems survive that, they're gonna be all right.
But the gems do only work with the gauntlet together, right?
Well, no, the gauntlet was just made to hold the stones.
And this universe, they were just made to do that.
Yeah, they were just made, but like in comic lore, you can pretty much put them on anything as long as you have all six. That's basically all you need. The glove is just, I guess, what's the word? Like,
I mean,
it's a vessel.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a vessel to hold the gems. It's like, instead of just sitting there holding it in your hand, boom, I'll put on the glove, make things a whole lot easier. So the gauntlet itself is just a vessel.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Who going through a hurricane over there? The high pressure winds.
Yo, that's me.
I can hear this. Oh,
that Canadian weather going on out there, bro.
Yeah.
Sound like you about to fly away with the wicked witch of the west, bro.
You need some planks. So you need some planks to board up those windows.
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna try to get through this show while my house is still intact.
Word. He'll be like, Andy M. I want to go home, Andy M.
All right, so Steve actually was asking a question. So he said, I only had one question. The dead Gamora, well, was the dead Gamora at the end? Or was that like the actual, like, was that actually her spirit? Or was that just death using her as an image? Now, to be real, I honestly don't. I think, for real, she probably is in the Soul Gem.
Yes. The Boston's above. I could confirm that.
So
Yeah.
I haven't looked at much after,
More than
like,
likely.
because there's a lot of people trying to post about it, but I'm pretty sure it's just a Soul Gem.
Yeah,
So
more
bad-
than likely she's probably in the gym. I agree with that theory that she's probably in the gym. They always said there's a universe within the Soul Gem.
Yeah.
So
The theory is true. The Russell brothers could confirm that the theory.
okay. Now here's another thing. Oh, go ahead, Derek. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, it's just going to me. It just sounds like it's like a more plausible way to actually be able to bring her back if they want to do Guardians 3 with her, but they don't have to do that. They can actually just make her like a Force Ghost, literally, just to throw her in there. So she can stay dead if they want to keep her dead.
2 questions for the panel here. What's the one at all the trailers and stuff that you've seen? What's the one scene that we've seen that was not in the movie?
oh.
The Hulk running with the rest of the Avengers in the Wakanda battle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, my theory is
you don't see in the trailers. There's a scene where Bruce Banner is like fixing the Hulkbuster. You don't see that in the movie.
well, that's probably like cutting room floor type shit.
Yeah.
That other scene's the one scene that I feel is in part 4.
I can believe that. It could be.
Because it could be one of those things where they find a way to set things back, and then it's like, come on, let's go kick some ass.
Yeah.
Because like they showed that scene a lot. And like I said, we got no Hulk, so we've seen the movie Hulk. Outside of the first 5 minutes, he was not in that movie.
Yeah.
So for him to be in that scene, Black Panther's in it, the Falcon, everybody's back. Who didn't fucking fade away is in that scene, running towards something. I feel like that's a scene for the next movie. That's just my opinion.
It's very plausible just because the facts, like even before we were even near this time where we were like at Infinity War, they was talking about when they was recording the movie, they was recording both Infinity War and Part 4 back then.
Yeah.
So that could be very well as part of Part 4.
Yeah, because I think like that's such a memorable scene from the trailer. Like that was the oh shit moment from when we started watching these trailers. That oh man, this is about to go down. But then when you watch the movie, you're like, hold up, no Hulk. The scene don't show. Then what was it? Like that's not. You can't even say that's a cutting room floor scene because we all know. We got no Hulk in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gotta be for the next movie. That's my theory on that. It's gotta be for the next movie. This is what, like I said, it's one of those red herrings, just kind of throw you off. But like I said, after watching that movie, it's like, hold up. This gotta be sequel footage right here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying so.
I would agree with that.
That's what I take away from that because it's like, dude, that was one of like the first, like when the whole movie was over, that was the first thing on my mind. Like, wait, where's that scene? Like I said, even if you cut it out, it wouldn't make any sense because, like I said, no Hulk.
Yeah, I think that's definitely.
We got no Hulk. We got no Hulk in Wakanda.
I think that's definitely gonna be for the fourth one?
To be honest, I'm kind of impressed because this press tour and all these trailers all together to me deserve like a Heisman Award for dipping around spoiling anything. So
yeah, they
did a wonderful job trying to keep everybody from figuring anything out.
Marvel has, like I said, Marvel has figured it out how to give you what you want, but not give you what you want. Like I said, they did it in Civil War where no one knew about Spider-Man to the very last moment because all the scenes they showed, he was not in it. But when you watch the movie again, he's in that scene. They did it well. Like I said, the whole scene with him and Cap. There's only 2 gems. Go to the movie, he's fucking blinged out.
Right.
So, you know, they've kind of perfected that art of giving you what you want, but not giving you what you think you want or what you think you should want. So it keeps you guessing until you actually go see the movie and be like, oh, wait, I saw that scene in the trailer. It didn't look like that. But now, like, oh, shit, they fooled me. You know what I mean? They literally made me believe one thing, and like even the whole part of it looked like Cap put up a fight, and then Thanos was like, "Sit your ass down."
Yeah.
Sit your bitch ass down.
Yeah, like they're all running at him. He's just fucking knocking them away.
Yeah, he's like, man, just sit your bitch ass down. Like I love that you fucking, you know, they blow up Vision, and he's like, man, turn back time, bitch. Call me shit. Cause I'm gonna turn back time. Give me my rock, bitch.
That scene where he rips the stone out of Vision's forehead, that was pretty intense too, man.
Also, I didn't realize how big the rock was in his fucking forehead. I thought it was just that little ass gem, but he done pulled out a nugget out that dude's dome. Like your son, he done pulled out his brain.
Not only just pulled, man, he just literally scooped it out like it was just some type of pudding.
Yeah, like you
forehead like that.
Yeah, you see after like his whole head is like hollowed out, like half his head is missing. It's like
also confirmed, like I said, I told y'all Vision was gonna get that ass, son.
So I called it. I
told you Vision was gonna get that ass. Y'all thought they wasn't gonna follow the comics. Oh no, they went there. Fucking Scarlet Witch is out there banging a bot just like we got. That's just fucking life and reality now playing itself out. We got them sex robots. She was out there banging the robot. Like, stop playing. She's out there banging the bot. Vision's like, you know what? I'm gonna get that ass. I'm gonna get that ass.
Yeah.
I'll put a.
I will say too, I really liked all the members of the Black Order. Like they were all good in their own way.
Yeah.
I think they handled them well for what they were supposed to do because they were bruisers, but I can't say they had too much context, but they did have enough to make you like them.
Like I said, I think they were just there to kind of a little bit of a filler because, like I said, it was the Thanos show,
right?
Like they were mainly there just to they like he even said like, you know, what's his name when he sucked my man out the ship. Yeah, he served his purpose. He brought you here to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So regardless of, you know, his death wasn't all in vain because he served his purpose. You're now here in front of me with the gem that I need. So, you know, he knew he was an ends to a means. That's it. Which, like, dude, like I said, Thanos was out there just spitting deep thoughts. Like, so I was like, dude, I can't handle all this. This shit is too deep. Oh, okay. So my second question was, we've now come accustomed with Marvel and the comedy. I think the comedy in this movie was every funny moment was well placed. It wasn't heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It was funny when it needed to be funny, and it wasn't like Deadpool funny.
Because it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have to be like the whole scene between Thor and the Guardians. Yeah, that's the perfect spot to throw some comedy because that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, calling Rocket a rabbit and Star-Lord trying to change his voice.
Yeah.
Like that, like, you know.
Rex told him, I'm so slow, I'm invisible. You can barely see me move. Hi,
Yeah.
Rex.
Yeah, that was good.
Fucking dumb, and that's why I love him. He's so dumb, but he's so cute at the same time. I don't know.
I like the part when they're in the ship and Groot's talking and he's like, "You speak Groot?" He's like, "Yeah, they teach us that in primary school, like they out there speaking the Groot language and shit, like for real." But I like he still goes, "This is my friend. This is my friend, the tree." The tree.
Yeah, that was good.
He's like, "I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers." Like, yo, son. Like, yeah, shit like that. I'm like, it's not heavy-handed. It's just enough.
Actually, I ain't gonna lie. People have been getting on my nerves because they just try. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people just trying to find faults in this movie that really aren't faults. Because like that one scene, like when Thor and Cap actually get that interaction because they haven't had it in years. They wanted to take that. People were thinking, "Oh, that shouldn't have been there because we're trying to get too serious." But that needed to be in that position. It had to be there.
Definitely.
So if I didn't get that interaction, honestly, I wouldn't have liked this movie as much as I loved it. But it's had to be there.
Or like the part with Rocket and Winter Soldier, and he's like, "What's up with the arm?" He's like, "Can I get the arm?" He's like, "No." No, he's like, "Can I get your gun?" "Nah." "How about that arm?" He's like, "No."
Right.
I'm gonna get that arm. It's like, yo, I'm gonna get that arm.
How much for that gun? Not for sale. How about the arm?
For the arm.
Oh, I'll get that arm.
Yeah, it's like, it's some funny shit, like especially he and again another throwback to if you didn't see already Guardians, fucking eyeball.
Mm-hmm. That eyeball.
You're like, you should have washed it off. Like, you don't know where I got it. Like, he had that shit in his ass.
That was good.
Like, dude. But like I said, the comedy wasn't. It worked in the places where it needed to be. They didn't try to overly be funny.
You over the head with it, That's what I like. They didn't try to beat you over the head with comedy. There was just there was some funny moments, which is like, all right, like the movie was pretty serious. Like the movie was pretty intense. So it was nice to have those like little scenes of humor just to kind of break up the tension. But it wasn't overbearing. Like at no point did I ever feel like, oh man, there's too much comedy in this movie.
Yeah, the comedy was in there the right places. It did not feel like it was just shoehorned in there for the sake of having humor.
And Steve in the chat was talking about definitely playing the Rocket stereotype of him being a klepto. Like, yeah, he takes shit. He likes to keep little trinkets. But hey, that eye came in handy. Thor needed another eye, so Rocket had one to spare. He hooked the brother up.
You want to know something about raccoons? They are really thieves. I got a girlfriend of mine has 4 raccoons, totally adorable, playable with, but they steal from you. If you don't watch, they steal. They just steal.
Raccoons steal.
Yeah.
Also, we got another kind of a cameo, Peter Dinklage as the gnome to make Stormbreaker, which was kind of funny that him being a dwarf, but he's like the giant dwarf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I honestly called that from the beginning. A lot of people were like, "Oh, what's Peter Dinklage gonna be?" And it was like, "What you doing? Like, yo, you should know what he's gonna do." They already said they was gonna go to this freaking dying star. He has to be what that is. So it just kind of like, if you wasn't thinking, it could have played out in your mind.
Now I will say, okay, the only one I would say, and it's definitely a nitpick. The visuals in that scene didn't really. There were certain scenes that kind of didn't make. It almost kind of took away that he wasn't a giant dwarf at some points.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else kind of noticed that a little bit, where like the sense of scale of him being a giant dwarf compared to Thor and Rocket and Groot, like certain ones, like I guess however they shot it, parts of it did look a little off. But you knew when you seen it, it was like, oh, that's a giant dwarf. Like even that part for a minute, I'm like, wait, is that Peter Dinklage? And then it's like, okay, that's him. a dwarf being a giant dwarf, but like certain shots, it just kind of looked off. But like I said, I'm really like splitting hairs. It's just like certain scenes, it almost like the camera angle didn't complement the scene almost.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the only kind of complaint I could make about this movie is I don't know why they didn't make more of an effort to try to just like cut Thanos' arm off. Like they seem to be really focused on like we got to get this gauntlet off. Like I don't know why Doctor Strange just didn't like open up a portal around his arm and then remove his arm. Like we pretty much we saw that with Cull Obsidian when he tries to jump through the portal and it closes and then it like cuts his arm off. Or even like like it's too easy, but I just wish they would have made some kind of reasoning why like okay, like this is why we can't cut his arm off. Or like you even see Iron Man like he makes this like sword and he's just like he's like hacking at him and stuff, and I'm just like at no point was anyone like, yo, let's just like cut his arm off. Why are we trying to get the glove off? Why we just don't take his arm off?
Hey, if it wasn't for Star-Lord, they would have got it off because they almost had it off. So
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like I
know what you're saying.
They could have fixed that with just like one line of dialogue by Drax saying like, hey, like why don't we just remove his arm? And then Doctor Strange being like, we can't remove his arm because of this. You know?
They could have did that, but I mean, I could see like physically, just like he was holding over the Banzer Act, and just general, they all had to hold him down because Mantis by herself wouldn't have been able to just keep him in that sleep state.
No.
He was like on the cusp of just getting out of that, regardless, without being held down. So
yeah,
they handled that. To me, they handled it well.
Yeah,
I guess they could have did that. Like they could have said a line or two to actually fix the fact that they could have did that.
Yeah,
but
like it's not even like a big thing. That's just like it's just kind of like that one little thing that was kind of like.
Maybe because he was infused with the Power Stone, you couldn't cut him. Maybe
Yeah, like they could have just said because he's got the Power Stone. His skin is too thick to cut through, and then I would have been like, okay, like
that could have worked. Like I had a friend actually ask me like, "Yo, they should have did that," or "Why didn't they do that?" And I was like, I explained that exact same thing, and he still couldn't let it go. So I don't know. To me, it works. They should have said a couple lines to explain it a little bit more, but it was handled well.
Or I saw. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, man.
I saw one review that was he was saying like basically his theory was that because Thanos has the space stone, he can turn off all like interdimensional portals in his area, so like nobody can make portals around him. Like I did say someone kind of mentioned that as a theory, but then you kind of see Doctor Strange, he's making portals and stuff, so I don't know.
I was saying like the best scene was pretty much when Doctor Strange was kind of going through the time stone of how many different fights they were, and he's like, how many, like 400 million, and he's like, how many did we win? He's like, one. He's like, one. Like that right there just showed you like how badass of Thanos was, that out of all the conceivable times that they could have fought, they only got one win.
Yeah.
So that was like, whoa, that's when you know shit's real. But I mean, like I said, it's a fucking great movie. That's all I gotta say. It's fucking great.
Really, really good movie. Yeah, definitely a good movie.
And by the way, badass Thanos. Do you guys think the Hulk stayed inside because Thanos beat him up that good?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just my theory, because Hulk never got beaten, and now he's, oh my god, I could be hurt, and He's like, I don't want to come out against that sort of motherfucker.
Yeah, like Thanos beat him like pretty much with ease, and that was when he only had one Infinity Stone. So I agree with that. I think it was like Hulk didn't want to get embarrassed. He didn't want to lose.
Yeah, I would say movie wise, he didn't want to come out because he got his ass beat, and like I said, logistic wise, they couldn't afford to do any more CGI. You know, that's the other reason. Like logistics, like I said, you're dealing with special effects of everything around them. Thanos special effects, Groot special effects, Rocket special effects.
Yeah, there was a lot. This movie was definitely a CGI fest.
Yeah, Iron Man CGI effects, and everything in between that. It came to the point where like, shit, we ain't got no more money in the budget for Hulk.
Yeah, like pretty much all the villains were CGI. Like not even just the Black Order, but like at the end in Wakanda, like all those aliens.
Yeah, so someone had to get cut out, and Hulk. They already got Mark Ruffalo, so like we got him. We're gonna have to cut the Hulk. The Hulk's gonna have to wait for the next film because we gonna have to save some money for the next one. Oh shit.
Yeah, like I didn't even. But see, again, I didn't even mind that the Hulk wasn't in it. I kind of like that we got to see like Bruce Banner kind of do more on his own, like Bruce Banner kind of standing out on his own, where like. I like that the Hulkbuster wasn't just throwaway. In a sense, everybody thought that like, all right, he'll be in the Hulkbuster for a little bit, and then Hulk's just gonna smash out of a Hulkbuster. Like I like that the Hulkbuster felt as strong as it should be. Like it didn't feel like it was just there to get destroyed by the Hulk. Like I got the vibe that like the Hulkbuster was as strong as it should be.
And see, that's another red herring. Just fucking Derek's review of that pop, you would think the Hulk was going to bust out that armor.
Yeah, like there were so many Lego sets.
It's a fucking red herring right there.
Yeah.
To make you believe that something was going to happen, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, bro?
What's up?
What up?
Hey, shit, man.
Infinity War.
Yes, just talking. We just talking about how great of a movie that was, and just a mind fuck, man, for real, like.
For real, man. That movie almost had me crying.
I'm just mad. I ain't survived, man. I ain't make it. You just put me on the list with T'Challa and your brother and fucking Nick Fury. The brothers just don't make it. The brothers don't make it.
I'm saying, like, I can't believe I died. I'm dead. What?
I didn't survive. That's some bullshit.
My shrine.
That's all right, kid. Like I said, I will return, so it's all good. I will come back through the multiverse, so it's all good. I'm just in a pocket dimension right now, so I'm good.
The other thing, everybody was going into the movie, and like I was kind of the same way. None of the big three were like died. None of them disappeared at the end of the movie. Like even like all the original Avengers were all still intact at the end of the movie. Like out of all the characters that kind of disappeared into ash, like the five. Like Hawkeye, we don't really know, but I assume Hawkeye is still there. Like my thought is Hawkeye's family will have disappeared, will have turned into ash, and that'll kind of be what brings Hawkeye back into the fold for the next one.
And turns them into Ronin.
Yeah,
that could be exciting.
Like, I think the saddest one was Spider-Man, though. I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
It's just, like, no, that little Petey. We just got him, man. We just got him.
Like, this is the one movie where I feel like I've never wanted to cry up until now. Like, this is the one movie that really made me want to cry, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was about to tear up. I felt it in me. Not even the color purple could do this. So the Russo brothers got me. Like, it's a first ever for me. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely like wow. Like I said, there were some kids that left the theater. They were a little butthurt about it. They thought they was gonna get a happy ending. I'm like, nope. You got like I said, I was sitting there, I was like, you got empired, man. You got empired.
Yeah. Yeah, it took
seriously, that's the way I felt when I saw Empire.
Emotions.
Like seriously, you know, everybody hurt. Hans and Carbonite going to Boba Fett.
They're probably not even going to stay butthurt for long, because we all know about in Avengers 4, the people that disintegrated are most likely going to be coming back.
Not the kids.
Not the kids. Like, trust me, little man who said he was just like, I hate Avengers. I don't ever want to see it again. Like, he's done. He done. His world is shattered. He went home and threw away all his action figures. His world is done.
Like, these kids,
there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow for him.
No kid 12 years old and under is doing mad research on what's happening next.
Nah.
That's it. So
they just don't know
the fact that we're getting 4. They should know it, but they won't, because they just don't.
Yeah, and like
they need to read the comics. Read the comics.
Yeah, they do. Like, if you do read the comics, then you will know that there's there's like a pocket dimension inside the Soul Stone.
Right.
So, I don't know that.
Yeah, so there's like a dimension inside the Soul Stone. I think in the comics, I think that was where Adam Warlock lived.
Yeah, that's where
he was trapped there. So, like, in my mind, it makes total sense that, all right, well, everybody that disappeared just went there.
And the thing is,
kids don't know how to do a Google search, so they're not going to know.
Not at all.
And I heard it was confirmed that Gamora was in the Soul Stone.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So,
yeah,
it was a theory at first.
So really, it's safe to assume that people that disintegrated on the pocket dimension and will most likely escape in Avengers 4. But people like Loki and Vision might most likely stay dead.
No. The people who probably will stay dead is Loki. I mean, you can bring them back, but Loki dead, Heimdall dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Heimdall.
Heimdall dead. You know, unless they got money for Idris, he dead.
I think Vision will come back. Because he's just like an android anyway, so they could easily just be like, all right, we built him a new body. Like when Shuri was talking to them and she's like, why didn't you just do this? And he's like, we didn't think of it. And she's like, I'm sure you tried your best.
I'll put any money on it right now. Shuri done put his brain, his consciousness in a backup hard drive. I'll put money on that.
She probably could have already.
While she was fucking with all that shit, she put I put money. She put his consciousness on a backup hard drive, something.
And then they'll just build him a new body. So I think Vision is for sure. They could easily bring him back. I think Loki will stay dead, and I think like Heimdall, because Asgard is destroyed. Pretty much all the Asgardians are dead. So I think they're
not all of them. It was confirmed. Not all of them. It was confirmed from the Russo brothers as well that Valkyrie survived and escaped with a few Asgardians on the escape pod.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So maybe there's a handful of Asgardians left.
Put it like this.
But the thing is, we are not sure about the Korg too.
Yeah.
Korg could be dead.
Korg could be dead too.
He's
just don't know that.
Dead.
Well, like I say, like eventually someone else is gonna get the gauntlet, and basically whatever was done will be undone.
Yeah, I think pretty much like I was saying.
That means anybody could be. That means Loki can come back. Like I said, you have that power. You can pretty much wield the power of a god. So
I think all the Asgardians stuff is gonna stay dead because I think that I think the whole like time of Asgard in the MCU has kind of come to a close. Like there is no more like Asgard anyway, right? So I could see like Loki and Heimdall, like I could see them staying dead. Like Vision for sure is coming back.
No, they'll come back because that's what Ragnarok is. Ragnarok is a constant for Asgardians.
Yeah, but
Asgard dies and then it comes back though. That's what Ragnarok is for them.
But you gotta think like some people have to stay dead. They cannot bring back everybody. Like you gotta think some people.
No, yeah, some people will die, but the concept of Asgard, that's it. in the comics, Ragnarok is a thing that happens all the time.
But in terms of the movies, I don't think there's anything more to show us in terms of.
Yeah, but if they're going to continue with Thor, they're going to find a way to bring back Asgard.
But I don't think
it won't be the same. Oh, please, man, please, trust me. I
don't think they're continuing with Thor.
Listen, I don't think they're going to kill him. So
they ain't going to kill him. They just gave him a new hammer. If the price is right, trust me, they'll right now they're going to just focus on the next phase and go from there. Now, okay, here's a question I have for everybody. Now, okay, we know what happened in Infinity Wars. You know, next lineup is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Then we have Captain Marvel, which was the end credit, which was pretty badass. We got to see my man Sam Jackson once again as Nick Fury. And
yeah, that was pretty cool.
He faded. He gave us a little motherfucker before he faded away, which was tight. And of course, you know, he's paging Captain Marvel. Now we already know Captain Marvel is a prequel. It's set in the 90s, so
yeah.
Hopefully that movie will kind of bring us into present day. My question is, there's a lot of movies coming out before part 2. How do those movies now fit in?
So
I mean, just opinions. Like, what's everybody's opinion on that? Like, how do they? We know Ant-Man and the Wasp are good. We don't know where they fall in the timeline of things. But like I said, there's supposed to be another Black Panther. There's supposed to be another Spider-Man. There's supposed to be a lot of other movies of characters who now faded away before part 2. How does that happen?
Are those all coming out? Because part 2 comes out next year.
So Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man.
Those are coming out after.
After Infinity War 2?
No. Yeah, they're all coming after part 4.
Yeah.
So what's the docket? What's the list of what's on the list of movies before part 2 then? Because I know Captain Marvel's one.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is next. Captain Marvel. Then Avengers 4. Then after Avengers 4, it's Spider-Man: Homecoming 2.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a lot of just gap time then. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is so we only get 3. We only get 2 movies before part 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so from what they said, or from what I'm thinking, because how they set up and how like all this the press is going towards Ant-Man and the Wasp now, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is actually going to be more so a little bit before the events of events of Infinity War. So once they I'm thinking maybe once they come out of the quantum realm, people are disappearing. You lose the homeboy with T.I. and all of them. They disappear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it could be super close to what's happening right after. So,
I think the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp will tie you right into the end of Infinity War. I think exactly like you said.
Yeah, but definitely, because Ant-Man is supposed to be in Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Right. So
go
ahead, my bad.
Anybody who was curious, just in case you were wondering, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still canon because they brought it up in their last episode. Just in case anyone was wondering.
I'm super behind on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but when I get to that episode, I'll appreciate that.
Yeah, they kind of quick mentioned about the shit that went down in New York, meaning the whole Doctor Strange, Iron Man shit. So that's kind of one thing I kind of wanted to bring up to you guys, because we're see. This is where, for me, the problem is, where you have one big cinematic universe, or you have one big collected universe, but you can't really touch on everything, because there's a lot of variables now. So while all this is going on, half the population gets erased. How does this tie in with the Defender stuff? The Netflix stuff, which they can never mention, they could never talk about, but it's well, I would kind of like to know what's going on with there, or as bad as Inhumans was, Inhumans 2, what's going on with them?
we had Ghost Rider on Agents of Shield. Like, does he know what's going on? That kind of bothers me that they can't touch on all of their characters.
Well, the way I see it with the Defenders, for the most part, I know for a fact that they're done wrapped. They already wrapped on Luke Cage season 2, but for their like, if they don't touch on it, it's going to ruin a lot of stuff for the Netflix universe. People have to disappear at least for that series, because that's the furthest in time. Basically, that's where I can see everything being around that time.
Yeah,
because Luke Cage is already shot. I'm pretty sure they haven't worried about nothing about that, but Daredevil has a little bit on that at the end of its series. Somewhat.
Like,
I mean, but you can get away. Okay, here's my theory on that. Because it's a Netflix show, you can kind of play with the timeline a little bit. Because a lot of that stuff is, it's present day, but present day when? In the scale of the MCU, present day when? Like, okay, they've established Avengers happened, so that's canon. Now, when all these things were going down, no one brings it up in any other Marvel movie or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so it's like, when are these happening? Like we said last week, Black Panther timeline takes place right after Civil War. So Luke Cage's show can take place right after Defenders, and so on and so forth. But we're not knowing, okay, has it been a year from now? Has it been a month from now? Or has it just been 2 weeks? Like, you got to remember, in comic book lore, a lot of shit that happens, if you was to ask someone in the comic books, when did this happen? Oh, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, the only person's history in Marvel Comics that steadfast is Captain America. He was in World War II, and it's always going to be that way. They unfroze him. He was in World War II. He was frozen. They brought him back to life. He's here. Everything else in Marvel's history in the comics of, when was Tony Stark an alcoholic? Yeah, about a couple weeks ago. You know, when did the Age of Ultron happen? 2 months ago. So everything falls in the timeline of it almost, even though the history is 75 years old, to them it's last week.
I get it.
It's a timeline for us as readers and viewers. Yeah, this is a 10-year movie, but you look at the cinematic universe, a lot of this can be, this happened last month. This happened 2 months ago. This happened last week. So you can play with that in a way if you do it right. And like I said, Black Panther takes place right after Civil War. So that's basically saying I went from fighting in the airport, a day later I'm back home. So when did Civil War happen to Black Panther? Oh, yesterday.
But I get what you're saying. Like, it's just, what I mean is it's too bad that you couldn't see more of a fallout on this other stuff, or like, it would, like, wouldn't it be cool to kind of, all right, like, let's say all the heroes that disappeared, let's say they all like wake up inside the Soul Stone, and they're all like, oh man, like, what's going on? And then just like Daredevil is there, because you don't really need an explanation why he's there, but it's like, whoa.
Yeah, in a perfect world, I would be right behind you with that agreement.
Yeah, but it's just too bad that they couldn't touch on that, or like all of a sudden they wake up inside the Soul Stone and like, oh, there's Ghost Rider, you know?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I think yes, Gamora is in the Soul Stone. Everyone else is erased from existence. I don't think they're all in the stone. I think they're gone. Like, when he snapped his fingers, he erased the universe. He didn't put them all in the stone. No, Gamora's in the stone. Everyone else is just gone. They're just gone. They're not in another plane somewhere. They're gone.
You think so? No, I think they
I don't know. They're gone. Like, just like in the comic, when he erased half the universe, that's what he did. He erased half the universe. So when people start fading away, they didn't go somewhere else. They're just gone. They're not living somewhere else. No, they're gone. They cease to exist until someone gets the glove and reverses what he did.
That's
They're
what I
gone.
want to.
You could
Nick
be right.
Fury's gone. Black Panther gone. Like they're not over there. No, they're gone.
I don't know. I think they went somewhere.
No.
I think they're gone, but I can see where they need to be able to at least tackle some trickle down effect in these Netflix shows. If they don't, they could work the timeline thing.
Yeah.
But to happen in Infinity War, like it adds more to the stakes, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Daredevil season 3 would have the major stakes of Infinity War put onto more stuff for the major movies. So if they were to do that, it'd be even more amazing to add on to what's happening. So I would enjoy seeing Foggy Nelson disappear, seeing all these people that matter.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Small characters' lives. See them disappear and still have Jessica, have Luke, have Danny, and have Matt right there worrying about people that are disappearing in New York. All of them kind of doing their thing as the second Defenders thing, at least, if they were going to do it.
Yep.
So,
I don't like I said, but I don't to sit there and go, oh, they went somewhere else. Kind of cheapens it. I prefer they're gone. They're gone.
Unless it's because my theory is unless they undo that within
they will undo it. They will undo
it. What I'm saying is unless in Avengers 4, if they don't undo it within like the first half hour of the movie, I just don't see us having a whole movie without all of those characters. That's my theory as to why they went somewhere, and then I think they'll be having their own adventure. They'll be having their own thing while the other heroes are trying.
But that's too much of a side plot then.
You think so?
I look at it like this: the sequel will be them trying to get the glove to undo what he did, which then gives us a scene with Hulk and all them running through Wakanda. Because, like I said, Cap and them are still gonna. I'm pretty sure the sequel is gonna take place right after what's just happened.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be any time from now. It's gonna
because
it's like what just happened. The sequel's gonna continue from what just happened. So they're gonna try to regroup. Let's get this glove. Let's undo what he did so we can get to that scene of Hulk running with everybody, and let's kick this dude's ass. But as far as where they're at, no, they're gone. Spider-Man, gone. Black Panther, gone. Like they're done. Like they cease to exist. They're not sitting in a rock somewhere, just all like in a purgatory, just waiting for someone to come get them.
The comic book fan in me agrees with you, but like the kind of like movie watcher in me thinks that like we're not gonna have like 80% of the movie with no Spider-Man. We're not gonna have like 80% of the movie with no Black Panther. So I think they're gonna have their own. They're gonna have their own side.
No, but that's gonna be that's gonna be the crescendo though. That's gonna be that moment of that. Okay, now we're all together. Let's fucking do this shit.
It's gotta be like a third act thing when they all come back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
For 30 minutes in the movie, it's too quick. Like if you want the stakes to be that high and have people sitting on the edge of the seat still, you need to put them third act. Bring them back. They have to cease to exist because honestly,
that's what I'm saying.
They said that throughout the whole movie though.
So you think
Gamora said it? Freaking Thanos has said it multiple times throughout the whole movie that they all cease to exist after he snaps some fingers. So it's just sex.
Plus, we still have unresolved issues between Tony and Cap. They still haven't got back together. So then that's part of a movie where they're gonna have to mend that fence.
They still got to get Tony home.
Yeah, that too. They got to get them home. Then they're gonna have to mend fences. Then whoever's left in government's gonna have to step aside and be like, "Fuck your accords," because this is way over your pay grade. That we don't need to sit here to justify us going into action. half the universe, half the Earth is gone.
Yeah.
We need to go get to work to get this fucking glove so we can try to hopefully undo what was done. And then, like I said, you get to the third act, everybody comes back, you get your Spider-Man, you get your Guardians, whoever faded the fuck off, and boom. And then the final moment is when you get Gamora, so her and Peter can have their embrace of, I thought I lost you forever moment. You get that. But like I said, having everybody be in the Soul Stone, I don't see that.
Maybe not in the Soul Stone, but
yeah, but that's the thing. When he got rid of them, he didn't send anybody somewhere else. He just erased them, meaning they're gone. Like,
again,
they're done. You're done.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying, so for like half the movie, we're gonna have no Spider-Man, no Black Panther, no Guardians of the Galaxy, no Doctor Strange. For half the movie,
whoever didn't fade the fuck away is what you're gonna have, and those are cats gonna get together, regroup, and try to figure something out. Because, like I said, even though there's still a nice cast of characters that didn't fade the fuck away.
This is literally for the OGs. Literally, they want the OGs to have their last moment. If people aren't signing,
you still got Thor, you still got Cap, you still got Iron Man.
All right. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see.
You still got Black Widow. Doctor Strange, he didn't fade away, right?
He died. He died.
Okay, that's right. Yes, right. He did. So, like I said, like you said, you still got the OG, so they're gonna come together and be like, "What can we do with what we got left to get shit done?" And then you gotta remember, with the sequel, you did now have Captain Marvel, and we don't know what she's bringing. Technically, you might have Ant-Man and the Wasp. So again, you now have somebody old, somebody new. Like I said, clearly Captain Marvel's gonna play a part in the sequel because that's the last person Fury paged before he faded the fuck off.
Is she the last hope?
Yeah, exactly. So whatever she's bringing to the table, we don't even know what else she's bringing because we haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. So her plus, like I said, Ant-Man, Wasp, Cap, you got Thor, you got fucking Iron Man. Hell, shit. I think Rocket was still there because
Rocket survived. War Machine survived.
Yeah, War Machine survived.
War Machine survived.
You got Nebula.
Nebula survived.
So like I said, so you still have a group of characters who can get together, come up with a plan to get the glove, and then set shit right.
Yeah.
That's
all
why,
right.
like
I guess I can see that too.
Yeah, and like I said, sure, we're not going. Sure, you're gonna have you're probably gonna have a good, 45 minutes without a Spider-Man, without this, without that, and then, like you said, third act is when boom, everybody's back together. Avengers assemble. Let's whoop some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah. Because it don't make sense.
They're gonna have the whole team where they have everybody, like every single character, besides the people that died. Maybe I'm not sure they're gonna bring Gamora back. They said they're gonna have all the main heroes together for that full-on hero shot they always wanted to make. So they're gonna be there. I just think this is mostly gonna be an OG film. So besides Ant-Man and the Wasp, to be real, I think for the most part it's gonna be them going dimensional travel to maybe get their own stones or find a way to go beat him that way, and actually like that could be a crazy thing for the future. So I think that could be the way they bring in the X-Men. For real.
Yeah,
that's
what
I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down. The scene with the Hulk and all them running, there's more motherfuckers running in that scene. They just cut it out. I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on that shit.
And there was a rumor that Killmonger was supposed to be in that scene, which was kind of.
I heard about that too. But I'm doubling down. that scene with them all running with the Hulk. There's gonna be Spider-Man swinging. There's gonna be fucking everybody gonna be back. Everybody.
Captain Marvel gonna be in it.
Captain Marvel gonna be in it. I'm doubling.
The whole squad. Everybody.
I'm doubling down.
That's the other kind of.
Come on, they're good at cutting shit out that we don't think is gonna be in it, and it is. So I'm doubling down right with that. You heard it here first. I said it. If it happens, y'all can go back and be like, "Oh shit, fucking Smith called it." I'm doubling down. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Derek, you kind of mentioned I was gonna kind of bring that up too. This seems now like the perfect way to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the MCU.
Well, definitely the X-Men. I think the Fantastic Four will actually just be brought in through like just general how they bring everybody in. But the X-Men, because I don't think they want to ruin. I don't think they want to destroy what they got because they already got characters and all that. They could actually just reuse and rewrite. So
yeah. So you think they'll just? So you think they'll just incorporate like the Fox stuff in the MCU?
But like I doubt it because isn't Disney like still discussing the things that Fox has right now?
Well,
yeah, but by the time the movie comes out,
that deal's gonna be done before Avengers 5. They can work Avengers versus X-Men if they want to.
I'm not
for Avengers 5. So,
like I don't think we'll see the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I'm not saying like we'll see those characters in the next Avengers movie, but that could be a good way. Like they get the gauntlet, they rewrite history. They could kind of like, they show you like at the end they're showing you like everything's restored, and then you see like this nice like school, and then the camera fades back through the gate, and you have like the Professor X thing like. That could be like a post-credit scene, and just so you're like, okay, the X-Men are there now, where they could do something with the, like the Fantastic Four. I do agree. I think they maybe kind of restart them and give them their own origin story and stuff. But I would like to.
Honestly, I think if Fantastic Four come in, they end credit.
They can do that.
Yeah.
Baxter Building. They could like show.
Yeah.
They can show the tower being bought and turned into the Baxter Building.
Yeah, because remember in Homecoming they mentioned that Avengers Tower was being sold.
Yeah.
So that could be a good way. Like you see Avengers Tower, and then now it's like at the Baxter Building. But I think that's the most logical way to kind of fold the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the MCU. Without having the question of like, well, if the X-Men have been there this whole time, then why have we never seen them? Because like I don't want to see them scrap the Fox continuity. I think they should just keep the Fox continuity, but just fold it into the MCU. Like we don't need to see every character get recast.
Matthew,
it's called the multiverse, my friend.
But Matthew, here's the thing, like. Besides the Deadpool continuity, because that's pretty much a timeline. But the regular X-Men continuity that was poorly received with X-Men Apocalypse, not Logan. That was a great film, but like with X-Men Apocalypse, it was poorly received, and I'm not so sure about Dark Phoenix. I think in the MCU they're gonna find a way to reboot the X-Men and introduce them in the MCU somehow. Because I do not see them reusing the Fox continuity, but melding it into the MCU. I don't see that.
I agree, but if they do that, they technically would have to reboot Deadpool because Deadpool exists in that continuity.
No,
not necessarily,
not really, but with Deadpool, it's easier to put Deadpool in the MCU because I don't want to say they should just straight up use the fourth wall as an excuse to introduce him to the MCU, but it's easier
to
introduce to the MCU because one, who knows what's been happening in the background, and two, there was that recent picture that Ryan Reynolds tweeted saying which was a rejection letter from Tony Stark. That was recently. But I'm not sure that had to be true.
Yeah,
that probably wasn't. But
I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, I guess for me, like I'm one of the few people I actually like X-Men Apocalypse.
Like that's fine. That's fine if you like it. Me personally, I really did not.
No. Like I'm not disagreeing with you. I totally get what you're saying, but I like those X-Men movies, so I wouldn't mind if they just kind of folded that in. But I could see them recasting it too. Like I could see it going either way.
I missed what you said, but fuck that shit. New X-Men.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Scorch Earth, start anew, man.
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
if you want to keep some of them, I say go for it. But continuity, scratch that shit.
It's my problem is like, I mean, yeah, they kind of like the soft reboot, kind of like it was like a iffy half thing as either you liked it or hated it. But it's like my problem would be like, how are they gonna hide all the crap that they've done so publicly? So yes, they would be a hard time trying to like just, you know, throw them in the way that everybody wants them just thrown in same universe. It has to be dimensional travel.
Yeah.
They want to just fold them in because they won't have to screw up the Marvel continuity with their continuity.
Yeah.
But then again, if they really want to just restart and keep Deadpool, I'm not opposed. So
No,
like Deadpool universe should just base everything off that and base everything after that. They can kill the X-Force because that hasn't come yet. It's gonna be lit. They can do everything post Deadpool and have everything right.
Okay, here's a theory I got. Okay, with Deadpool concerned, because you've established Cable, you established time travel. You can fuck with that and fuck with the timeline to fold Deadpool into the MCU. Now, I've said this before. When it comes to Fantastic Four, I don't want an origin story. I want them to already pre-exist. Now, how do you fold them into the MCU? Again, post-credit, because the Fantastic Four is that family, they're the first family of Marvel, they're space explorers. The same way Captain Marvel somewhere in space, because Nick Fury paged her. You can say the same shit about the Fantastic Four, that where were they this whole time? They could show up and be like, what the fuck happened? We've been gone, we've been in the negative verse, we've been out there, fighting, the Galactus and all these other things in space, and we come back to Earth and shit's gone to hell. I don't want no origin. We don't need to know how they got their powers, because we already know.
We don't need origin.
Have them come back already established as who they are.
They definitely need to handle that like they handled Spider-Man, because
just have it be they existed, but they've been out doing their own thing, and now they came back, and like I said, yes, it's been 10 years for these Marvel movies, but technically, if you really look at it, it hasn't been 10 years. I think in MCU continuity, it's only been about 6.
Yeah, something.
It's been 6. It's been 6 since Avengers 1.
Yeah, because like I said, Hulk was gone for 2 of those years for Ragnarok. So yeah, it's been about, even though it's 10 years for us, it's only been 6 years for them from Iron Man to from Avengers to Infinity War. It's only been about 6 years, correct?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's not a long time. That's not a long time at all. No. So you can still fold in the fucking Fantastic Four, but like I said, just have them. They was out doing their own thing. Now X-Men, like I said, you can kind of play with that because multiverse, if you wanted to. I mean, because even them, they don't need an origin. There's too many X-Men for an origin.
Oh yeah, way too many.
There's way too many. Now you can sit there and be like, I know a guy, Xavier, upstate New York, who has a school for gifted children, even though they've established that they don't have mutants. So again, you would have to kind of play with it because they've already established Scarlet Witch. It kind of fucks shit up because she's supposed to be a mutant. You all know this, but
they have to work that story.
Yeah, they would really have to tinker. They'd have to tinker with a lot of shit for them because X-Men is really kind of hard to fold in unless you go alternate universe. But Fantastic Four, you can just say they were out in space. Like I said, Ant-Man and Doctor Strange have established that there are other multiverses and other dimensions. Fantastic Four could have been stuck in one of those.
Yeah.
Right.
And just bring them back. And like I said, they return home. Baxter Building's established. Because remember, the Baxter Building's not their building. They just live there. You know what I'm saying? So you can still turn Avengers Old Tower into the Baxter Building and have them move in because it's just their home. They don't own it. It's just a place they fucking rest their head. So they can come back and be like, okay, let's move into this Baxter Building. It seems nice and it's got all the whatever Stark left up in, whatever room Stark left in it, and we can use it, for whatever. But I don't want an origin story. They don't need one.
No, for sure.
Like I said, X-Men's tricky, but
I guess
time will tell.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like with the X-Men, there's already so much like pre-established continuity. There's already so many established characters. It just seems like it would be easier to just fold the Fox X-Men universe and just say like, oh, dimensions got crossed. I mean, it just seems like if they reboot it, then we're gonna get an X-Men movie, maybe like I don't know, every couple years. That's like a lot of characters. It's gonna be a lot of stuff to fit into those movies because it's not like where Fox was releasing 1 or 2 X-Men movies every year because literally like all they had was X-Men until like Deadpool, whatever. But yeah,
that
like
franchise
it just for me like
it's got too much stink on it though. Like they need.
I do agree with that too. I do agree with that.
It's one. Deadpool's already established that there's too much to explain when it comes to X-Men, because he doesn't even know which professor he's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's already established that the timeline, the continuity is fucked. You would have to start anew and basically have a clean slate on them. The only difference is you would just have to figure out how do you now establish mutants when mutants weren't a thing except for Inhumans. But even
I think that's the thing too. Like they can't just be like, oh, mutants have been there this whole time. With the Fantastic Four, I could believe that because like they could easily just been like, well, we've been in this whatever dimension for a couple years. Like you can't just be like, oh, all of a sudden there's mutants. So they have to, even if they don't, even if it's not the Fox universe, even if they recast every single role, then that's what it is. The only way I could conceivably see them bringing the X-Men in is they have to just, as a result of the Space Stone or the Infinity Gauntlet, when they restored everything, they somehow crossed into this other dimension, and then now we've changed things, and now there's mutants, and now there's X-Men. Because they can't just be like all of a sudden people are mutants, or oh, there's been mutants this whole time. Like with the Fantastic Four, I could see it, but
Fantastic Four work is just I can see the problems where it's literally too much history between having the mutants under that, because they've had to do something so public that would screw them up. You would have to hear about them eventually. The only thing they could really work is Wolverine being seen in Captain America, the first Avenger. It's the only feasible thing. So otherwise, anything else that was too public as mutants for screwing anything up, and not showing up on any type of report or anything that would show in a movie, it would screw a lot of stuff up.
Wait a minute. I just came up with something. What if Xavier just fucked with everybody's mind that mutants don't exist? He does have that kind of power where he can make you forget about some shit. And he could do it at a large scale.
I could see it. I could see that, but I don't know if I would like that. I don't know if I would want to
okay, just off the strength of how the government has treated the Avengers and they're just regular people, Xavier decides, well, humanity's not even ready for their own humankind heroes. How will they treat mutants? So we make it so that mutants exist, but we stay to ourselves, and I just kind of block whatever we do out of people's minds. So things might have happened, but Xavier gets in the Cerebro, fucks with everybody's head so they don't remember it. Or, you know, kind of does a Men in Black thing where he kind of neuralizes that it happened, but you don't remember.
That could work.
And finally it comes a time where they're needed, that we now need to come out into the forefront because, you know, the world now needs the X-Men.
It's
a possibility.
It is a possibility. That seems like it is a possibility, but that seems like the less of the two possibilities.
It's far fetched.
Yeah, that they could do that too.
He has that ability to do that, though.
It's
not that far fetched.
I hope if they think about it, they can do that. Because just throwing them in, shoehorning them in, would suck. They can just say, "Oh, they've always been here," but having them do that, mental mind trick, would be nice.
And at the same token, it'll also bring back the whole prejudice towards mutants, that one mutant erased everyone's memories, so you'll have the stigma of they might be a threat to us because they had that kind of power where one mutant erased our memory of these people actually existed.
I can see it.
You can also then retcon Scarlet Witch, as you know, Hydra figured they created a miracle when in actuality they just had a mutant, and they think that we did this, but no, it was just a mutant thing. If you did it right, you could kind of soft retcon her origin of not being a miracle, but actually being a goddamn mutant.
Yeah, because she could have been. They could have said she could have been adopted.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, it's far fetched. But like I said, if done right, you could play that card because Xavier has that ability that I can touch everybody's mind and just make you forget we ever existed, or we were there in plain sight, but I blocked it out that you didn't see us. And everything that, whatever history the X-Men have, because y'all were so focused on what Avengers were doing, that you wasn't looking the other way. So again, far-fetched, but I'm spitballing. You know, just an idea, Marvel. In case you see this, just an idea.
Hope y'all listening for real.
Just in case you were kind of wondering how do you go about it, I just served it up for you on a plate of spaghetti. How about that? Okay. Just
I think
something to chew on.
I think I like your idea because we already had in X-Men all that time travel shit with Days of Future Past and all that stuff. It's a new fresh thing. Also, it is simple. Yeah, I agree with that. But what do you want to bring up? What the fuck you want to bring up? You know?
Or like, I don't know if any of y'all have watched Legion.
Yeah.
Legion's the same kind of concept. He's got that kind of power where you don't know what's in his head or what's reality because he's that powerful of a mutant that he can warp. There are mutants that can warp reality, that can make you think something's happening that's not real. So the cause and effect of mutants not existing in the MCU right now could simply just be a mutant making sure that you don't see they exist.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's at least enough there's a handful of mutants that if they got together, they can make that shit happen. You know, Xavier can do it on his own, but fuck, you get fucking Jean Grey. You can get Professor X. You get fucking what's her name?
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost. Just those three alone, they can make you forget that mutants exist. On top of adding Scarlet Witch to that, because her real power is to manipulate reality. That you can make it so that, you know, mutants have been around. We just made sure that you didn't see us. Because we already see how you we see how you treated your earthbound heroes, who are not even mutants. They're just people with abilities and gifts of knowledge and technology, how you treat them. Here we come, people who are genetic mutations with abilities born into this. You know, we didn't want to be we didn't want to be hit with the prejudice of that. And then as always, like I said, there will be a backlash when society realizes that for a better part of their existence that they were being fucking played, in a sense, or being manipulated to not know mutants existed, which then would cause the people to, you know, have that prejudice against mutants. So then that makes new storylines. But again, I'm going off comic book sense, not movie sense. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, shit. We've kind of went off on other tangents. I mean, we were still talking about Infinity War. Were there anything we left out from that movie? Because, like I said, I mean, shit. Like, it's a great fucking movie.
We covered a lot. A lot of everything else is like you know, it's kind of minor. Even though like all this stuff like is a major on a grander scale, but minor, and just like the idea that we all know what happened. So the major like the alien reference for Spider-Man doesn't matter as much as the ending to where he dies and everybody else is gone. The jokes, yeah, we covered that. Can't really think of anything else. We covered a lot. So,
hey Jimmy, you've been pretty quiet over there, man.
Am I?
Yeah,
yeah.
Pretty much.
You guys pretty much covered everything.
You over there watching porn? You over there watching porn?
What about valuable person in the movie? Who was the most valuable person for you guys?
Oh.
It's hard, I know.
I mean, it depends on
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was MVP. Like I said, I look at it like, okay, like I said in the beginning, Thanos is the protagonist of this film. This movie's about him.
Right.
Whether people want to admit it or not, they really should have called this in Avengers the Thanos Quest, because that's what this was.
Yeah.
Seriously, they should have called it the Thanos Quest. Yeah, because like I said, it's the movie's about him. The movie is about him. Like, I mean, you get flashbacks about him. Like I said, we look at it as a sense of this is a movie about the Avengers trying to stop him because of what he wants to do. But like I said, his logic of thinking is he's doing the right thing. He's not looking at this as I'm destroying the world because I want to. He's doing it like because I have to. And we don't even know why. What's the motivation for it? You know, he's just saying it's for balance. The balance of what? Like what greater thing out there that in his mind he needs to do this to bring balance? Like what's so bad that if he doesn't do this, something worse can come about?
Because what happened in his world of Titan, where his people died, because they needed to kill off half their people at least, just so they wouldn't overpopulate. That's what he was thinking about throughout the whole movie, where he's trying to make sure people, making sure these planets were, you know, at least cut in half to make sure they actually don't overpopulate. and that ruined everything, their livestock, life.
Yeah.
Everything. So
Yeah, you're
that's what he's trying to do, and that's why he cut the whole universe in half.
See, like it's that's what kind of like it almost makes you think. Like part of you thinks like, all right, like is what Thanos is saying is what he wants to do, like as bad as like you first think. Like obviously, like killing people is wrong, but when you think that like the risk of the planet becoming too populated and starting to like food sources and resources starting to be depleted, like as far-fetched as it sounds, like that is a real like possibility. So it's like it almost makes you, that's what's so like sympathetic about Thanos. It's like he really believes that what he's doing is like, to him, like, well, this just makes sense. This is just the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's a noble cause. Like he's, like I said earlier, he's doing everybody a favor.
Yeah, like in his mind, like he's helping people. Like he thinks he's the good guy.
Yeah, so I
he
mean,
thought that shit happened on his planet, right, on Titan, and then he
Yeah.
thought what happened, and yeah, that the balance should be restored, and that should be like for all of the universe. I can understand him. It's not wrong. But I don't know. I have a sympathy for him. Also because he's so calm in the movie. He's always like, okay, I'm gonna explain why. See, this is like that, and this is like that.
yeah, and he's not even trying to be like, I'm gonna rule. He's just like, I just need to bring balance. He's not even in the sense of I'm not here to take over. I'm just here to try to kind of wipe the slate a little bit clean so shit can run more efficiently almost. Like, it's weird,
like,
but yeah. It's,
like in that scene where he's talking to Gamora and they're talking about how he attacked their planet, or how he attacked her planet, and he's like, since I came there, the children that have been born have known nothing but full bellies and bright skies. So it's like, again, like in his mind, he's like, well, yes, I wiped out half the population, but for the people that remain, life is better for them now, because before I came there, like everybody was poor, everybody was struggling to find food, everybody was eating scraps, like the kids were suffering. But I came there and yes, I wiped out half the population, but now everybody there is so much better off. And like he really believes that like that's the right decision. So again, it's like one of those things, like he's not as bad as it seems, like in a weird way, you know?
Yeah. It just makes me wonder how they're gonna make him. Like I said, part 2 will come, and to a degree, he is the big bad, but it's like he's not. So it's like, how do you now take down someone who's doing something for, I guess in his mind, the greater good? Like, you almost don't want him to lose, but we still want to get back our Spider-Man. You know, like,
yeah,
it's a weird scenario, but like I said, man, that movie was a mind fuck. Definitely number one in my list of MCU movies, man. It's like they really, honestly, truthfully, they're really gonna have to outdo themselves for the next one, because I just like I'm lost at words at this point. Like, I don't know what to say. It's a good fucking movie.
It was a good movie.
They got things even better for the next one. So what they could possibly do to top that, I don't know. But they know what they're doing. Like, they knew what they were doing with this. Avengers 4 is gonna blow like all of us away completely.
Yeah.
And that will again top what we just watched.
Again, like you gotta love like the Russo brothers, like how much of a troll they are. Like the whole time they've been saying like, oh, like part 4 is gonna be completely different. Part 4 is gonna be like not even Thanos. Like everything with Thanos is gonna be like wrapped up in this movie. And when you really think about it, as good as this movie was, this was just 1.5 hour setup for the fourth movie where shit will get real. Like, this movie was just one big setup, you know?
Right.
Also, on a side note, Warner Brothers, DC, I hope y'all took fucking notes. Like, this is how you supposed to do shit. Like that whole Justice League shit y'all did. This is what you're supposed to do.
I don't even think DC. I don't think DC can come out after that. Like,
listen, I'm pretty sure whatever they had on tape, they probably threw that shit in the garbage. They was like, you know what? Like, start over. Like this, we not ready. We not ready. Not like this. Like, but seriously, DC. Like, I hope. Like, seriously, like, if you really want to make like DC movies, the blueprint's out there for you right now. The blueprint's out there. 10 years. Dude, what they tried to do with
Yeah.
You'll never catch up. You'll never compete, but you can still say, you can still kind of, make your own mark, but don't I wouldn't say don't even try to compete. You're not. That's a race. You're not winning.
Yeah.
But you can. Yeah, the gap's too big. But you can still come back and make your own mark and put DC up there with like, hey, we got some good DC movies alongside this library of Marvel movies. But y'all really need to. Like, at this
point,
formula.
Like, Warner Brothers will never touch Marvel at this point. Don't try to be up there. Like, don't try to be the number one movie comic book universe. It's not going to happen for you. Like, too much time has passed, but you can strongly be number two. And like, instead of spending so much time trying to be like, oh, we got to rush everything because we got to do what Marvel's doing, you could just take your time and focus on putting out your own good movies and focus on building your own universe at a pace that's good, instead of trying to rush because be like, oh, we got to catch up with Marvel like right away, because at this point it doesn't matter. You will never, DC can never catch up with Marvel in terms of movies. Don't even try.
Did y'all see the numbers they were showing side by side? The numbers that Justice League made to Infinity Wars, and it was like it took you 100 and some days to get to what they made in like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like, no. See, that's that's a joke. That's a joke. But like, you came at him with Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf, man. Like, fuck about Steppenwolf.
I know. I know we've been talking about this movie for a long time. There's just kind of one more thing I want to throw out there. Do you guys want to see Quicksilver come back?
Keep him dead. They're already doing that. So.
It's one of those things. Like, so many movies have passed since he died. It's kind of a mute thing. But it's not impossible though.
Yeah, because they did bring back the Red Skull. I didn't think they would bring it back at all. So
I mean,
it's possible, I guess.
If they're gonna bring back Quicksilver, you may as well do it at Avengers 4, at least at the ending, maybe.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if they're gonna like, let's assume that they are gonna fold the X-Men into the MCU. I kind of feel like I want Quicksilver there. Like, it would kind of be weird to be like, all right, we have all the X-Men characters, but like, no Quicksilver. Especially like, that's kind of one of those weird things, because like the Quicksilver in the Fox movies, he was like one of the better parts of those movies. So I wonder, would it be better? So I wonder, would it be better to bring him in as Quicksilver, and like the Quicksilver that was in Age of Ultron, like he could just stay dead, and then they could bring in the Quicksilver from the Fox movies. I guess, again, if they recast, it doesn't really matter, but I would like to have Quicksilver with my X-Men. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know, in a perfect world, I was just thinking about it. Like, you know, it would be such a mark out moment. Like, say, just for the sake of argument, like they did get the X-Men into the next Avenger movie. I would love for them to come on the scene with the fucking animated series theme, and you see that dun, 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 and they just come out of nowhere. Oh my god, I'd be on my fucking feet, son. I'd be fucking doing backflips down the aisle of the movie theater. So like, dude, if that shit, if you just start hearing the theme, like it'd be real low and then pick up, dun, 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 and I'm like, what? X-Men? Oh shit! Yes, son. I might cry.
Yeah, yeah.
I might just cry.
Yeah. You know, I'm like seeing all over the place. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Are Disney and Fox like still discussing stuff?
Yeah, but seriously, I might have to just pull out my phone and start bootlegging.
They're still working out the agreement, but like it's inevitable that Disney and Fox.
It's a
already
fucking
done.
deal. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal. It's just not finalized. They're still working out the details, but it's a done deal.
Because I kept on hearing that the deal was still going under government regulations because Disney legally has a monopoly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, look here. Disney, in another 20, 30 years, Disney will, like that whole monopoly shit, they people have given up on that because there's only really two companies that own everything. One is Disney, the other is GE. Okay, GE owns half of the networks. Disney owns the other half. There's only going to be like two. It's going to be like the Jetsons. It's going to be Coswell Cogs and Spacely Sprockets. That's it. That's all it's going to be. Because General Electric owns all of NBC and all their affiliates, and fucking Disney owns all of ABC and all their affiliates. The monopoly's been around for over a decade now. So government shit, that's just the red tape of did the check clear? That's the real question is did the check clear? Like yes. You know what I'm saying? Like just the same way Disney tried to buy WWE. They just didn't come up with enough money yet. But eventually they will, and you will see Mickey Mouse in a John Cena t-shirt talking about you can't see me. It will happen. Okay, it will happen.
Did you guys see that meme with Thanos? But he's got like the Mickey Mouse head.
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
the Infinity Gauntlet. It's with all the studios.
Yes, and that's what's happening, and it's one of those things where it's not a if, it's just a when. Like, listen, George Lucas' legacy was nothing but Star Wars, and he sold that shit.
Yeah.
So what makes you think you Disney prints money? All other corporations are waiting for it to get to the right price to sell. And it's like it's the same thing with Google and all these other companies. Listen, you want to buy it, I'm willing to sell it if the price is right. So this whole, well, we don't want things to have a monopoly. Too late. That's too late. Yeah. We're past that. Like I said, there's enough companies out there that's monopolized everything. Like I said, there's only a few real big conglomerates that just own everything. And I forgot to add Google to that list. It's GE, Google, Disney. Name me something they don't own. Exactly, because whatever it is, if you look down the list, yeah, they own it already. So the whole thing of we don't want these businesses to have monopolies, too late. It's too late. That's a mute point at this junction.
Yeah,
like it's owned. Everything's been owned. Disney's out there looking to extend their portfolio. So they're like, what else? What else that we can buy that they don't want right now? And they'll find a way. Like, okay, you don't want it, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
And we will fold it into our brand, and we will slap a mouse ear on it, and it'll be a small world after all. They knew it. They knew it a long time ago. That's where that ride came from. They knew it was a small world. They said, "Listen, one day we gonna own all this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's all good. But it's all good. Like I said, Fox knew the writing on the wall. Same way Sony knew sort of writing on the wall that we can only sustain so much. That if we want to compete, we either gonna have to get on board or just be bought out. Now, Sony hasn't sold out yet because they still make money in other aspects outside of movies.
Yeah.
But
that's until they completely screw up.
Yeah, but give the prices right, they will fucking sell out. That's why, like I said, Amazing Spider-Man was a blessing and a curse that they fucked up so bad that they needed outside help, and Marvel was quick to come along and say, guess what? We'll help. We will make you a deal. We'll let you keep it, but we get our guy back, and we'll help you make better films so that you can continue to make money until we see fit to drop that offer on the table where you just can't say no.
Yeah.
And trust me, they'll drop an offer. They'll sit there and go, we'll give you $10 billion, and they'll take it. They'll fucking take it. Or Disney will just come and say, we want Sony now. Either way, they're gonna get what's theirs.
Yeah. I think the thing is, like, as Sony as a studio, I don't know if they have enough behind them to really compete with Disney. Like, I think Disney would be more or less willing to pay them like substantial cash just to have them off the board. Like, I don't even like Spider-Man, to get all the Spider-Man rights back. But like the thing is, like, aside from Spider-Man, what else does Sony have?
Sony's bread and butter was electronics.
Yeah.
It's still
for a very long time. That's the only thing that keeps them afloat today is because electronics. Yeah,
PS4
exactly.
is doing their lives right now. So Sony without the PS4, they would be dead because their movies suck, literally.
Yeah,
we don't know how Venom's going to be, but they can't do anything studio-wise because they've always failed. Besides Sam Raimi, because they ruined him. So for them to get stuff right, not electronically, they have no chance.
Yeah. Because like,
and if Disney wanted that, they take that too. But they're not in really the business of electronics. They just want the entertainment.
So because like if you think about like Fox, aside from X-Men and Fantastic Four, like they have other like I don't want to say like super powerful movie franchises, but like they have other notable movie franchises. Like for Sony, they have nothing. All they have is Spider-Man. And they fucked that up so badly. I think at this point, it's like you said, I think it's just when Disney offers Sony enough money, Sony is going to sell, and then they're going to be gone, because other than Spider-Man, they have no other notable franchises. They have nothing else.
No, they'll take it off their hands. They'll make them a deal like, look here, you're good at this, but you shit at this. Give us this so you can go back to focusing on this, because this is what got you to the dance in the first place. But now you tried to play the game of we want to do it all, and clearly you can't. But stick to your wheelhouse and just give us what we want. We'll compensate you very well so that you not only can still stay afloat, but you can go back to what made you who you were in the first place.
Right. Stick to making God of War.
Yeah, stick to your electronics, stick to your TVs.
Stick to your video games.
And your video game consoles. Make that PlayStation 10, and we'll take care of the rest. Same thing with Fox. Like Fox has an extensive library and networks, but they're not. They're nothing to scream about. There's no real franchise. There's no real franchise there, so that's why it was so easy for them to pick it up, because it was like, what do you got? What do you got that people are asking for that you can't get right?
That's what I mean.
You fucked up the Fantastic Four. You fucked up the X-Men twice. Give it back to us. We'll set it right, and we'll send you. We'll compensate you very well.
Yeah,
and that's what this whole thing is. And like I said, the whole government thing.
Yeah,
is just a way. So for those out there who feel like, oh, this is just a big monopoly, those people who actually give a fuck about that kind of thing, that's for them.
Yeah,
and it's basically no. The government's just like, hey, did the check clear? Yes. Cool. Let them take back what technically is theirs in the first place. That's the only reason they bought Fox. They don't give a shit about the rest of the franchises. Yeah, they can use them. It's good on a portfolio, but they just wanted what was theirs in the first place. Their X-Men and their Fantastic Four. We want back what's ours. We were dumb enough in the 90s to squander, and we sold everything because we weren't running business properly, but now that we are funded by the House of Mouse, we now have the ships, sailing in the right direction. It's time to pick up our pieces, and they're following their fucking treasure map. We got this. Let's go.
Especially for the simple.
Let's go.
Especially for the simple fact they made bank out of that anyway, because they picked up Simpsons, they picked up all these network stuff for Fox, 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
TV wise. So they could go take all these and just keep the same writers and everything. Same jokes at all. They'll be all right. And all they got to do is just use what they want to use.
Yeah,
so,
just do like I said, do what you was already doing. We're not here to fuck with you. We just want what's ours. You can continue to do like I said, Simpsons is still on the fucking air 30 years plus later. Is it making money? Keep doing what you're doing. In fact, we're about to make you more money. Bart Simpson about to be chilling with some mouse ears and more money. We'll make a whole Simpson land out of you if we feel like it. Mm-hmm. And it's no problem. That's just more money. Trust me, Matt Groening will have no problem signing that shit because they'll trust me. If the price is right, he'll give it up too. Like I said,
exactly.
George Lucas had nothing but Star Wars, and he gave it up because the price was right. But they give his ass what, $90 million more?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
For one franchise, for one property.
For one property.
So
in a studio.
That's what I mean. Like if you look at how much different properties and how much different stuff 20th Century owned, like Disney was able to get them, Sony doesn't have a chance because like 20th Century Fox, they had like Aliens and like Predators. Isn't like Jurassic Park like Fox?
No, that's Universal.
That's Universal? Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Sony, and honestly and truthfully, I think Sony is waiting for them to come back because they know.
Exactly.
They know it's coming. They see the fucking cloud coming, and they're just like I said, when they made the deal with Spider-Man, that was just to see how much are they willing to give us for just a piece.
Yeah,
of what we have, and they made them a little deal. Like I said, give us Spider-Man, we'll help you make better movies. But then they're gonna come around and say, you know what? Instead of us helping you make better movies, just give it to us and take this money. Take the L. You did your best. Take this money. Go, like I said, make you a PlayStation 10 and some VR goggles, and let us handle the rest. And trust me, they're waiting for them to come back. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure once they saw how much they made from Spider-Man Homecoming, they're like, shit. And we didn't even have to do anything. We didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking easy money. Monopoly, like I said, that whole talk of Monopoly, that shit's mute. Monopoly's been in effect for over 20 plus years now. I don't even know why people try to act like that's a bad thing sometimes. Like, listen, if one company wants to put all their eggs in one basket and give good product, where's the harm?
And it succeeds, it doesn't matter. It's just done.
Yeah.
Let them do their
It's
thing.
done.
I ain't gonna knock it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got no problem with one company owning everything as long as you are pushing out good products.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, fucking sign me up. I don't care if you own all this. That just tells me that it's in good hands. That's what it tells me.
Yeah.
As a consumer, that tells me, oh, you under the Disney umbrella. That means your shit is well funded. Your shit is being looked after by people who know how to do shit properly.
Yeah.
And want to give out good products because they already set a high standard for themselves. That they're not gonna give you nothing but the fucking very best. You know, like I said, 10 years of Marvel films, and yes, there have been a couple of them that weren't the best, and they could have just folded from there. They said, no. Yeah, Thor: The Dark World was okay. We got to come up with something better the next time around. Let's give them Guardians, and let's do this, you know. And it wasn't like they decided, well, this one didn't do so good. Let's toss in the towel. Fuck that. We got a blueprint. We got a game plan. We gonna stick to it. We kind of stumbled a little bit. We kind of pulled the tightest, but we gonna get back on our feet and keep it moving. So like, listen, man. It's like I said. It's not an if. It's just a when. That's all it is. But like I said in the beginning, DC, because we know you're not selling shit.
Yeah.
Y'all need to just stop trying. Don't even think about competing. Just stop trying. Just do you. Like I said, reboot. If you got to reboot thing and do it all over again, do it again. But you're not in. This is not a race. Just make your shit. Don't worry what they do. Don't worry about what they're doing because you're not on that level. You're not. But you can be on that level, just not in the sense of who's first, who's last. Just be on the level of, okay, they made great movies. Let us make great movies.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it can be, like I said, I got a library of Marvel movies. I ain't got none of DC's because they're all garbage. I don't want any of them because they're not that good.
Yeah.
But I got Doctor Strange. I got the Avengers. Got all the Marvel movies on DVD. I ain't got Batman, Superman. The only DC films I have on DVD is your animated shit. Because those are the only good ones.
Yeah.
The rest, no.
Besides Wonder Woman, nothing they made. I can say Wonder Woman's all right. I mean, it's not bad. It's still not the best. It's definitely not bad.
No, it's not the best. It's not the worst, but it was the only one that was good enough. You know, it was good enough.
So for them, if that's their best, they need to just stop trying to come up and just try and put out the best they can instead of just trying to catch up.
Yeah,
because everything's gonna catch up besides that one.
Just focus on making
that one to be what it is.
Yeah. Focus on making your movies good and slow your pace because you're never gonna catch up to Marvel. Like you're never gonna topple like Marvel. So just don't even try. Just go at your own pace. Put out movies that are good, and just worry about that. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about the competition because you're never gonna be at their level.
No, not even close, bro. Like you just fucked that up. You fucked it up with Steppenwolf, okay?
Like for starters, you're putting 5 movies against 18 movies, and then those 5 movies that you released, people did not like them. So you're already not off to a good start. Just reassess what you should do.
Yeah. Out of your 5, 1 was good enough. And that right there should tell you that you're not on that level. Like I said, Wonder Woman was okay, it was good enough. And partially some of that was good enough due to PC culture and Gal Gadot is nice to look at. So but you can't rest on that.
Yeah.
You can't rest on that. Like I said, trust me, she nice to look at, but that's not gonna carry a whole fucking franchise.
No.
'Cause trust me, even the hottest woman, dudes get tired of them. Okay. That's why we like our black. That's why we like our Black Widows in small doses, even though they're trying to do a solo. Like, look here, just start from the drawing board. Start over. Get a new Batman. Get a new Superman. Get a new Flash. Do what you got to do. But stop looking at this as we need to catch up. Just play your own race. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyone heard about that Venom is not gonna be in the MCU?
Oh.
I heard he is.
Venom being an MCU, I could see that happening. Don't get me wrong, but I think right now it's a bit too early to call.
The Russos and Feige already debunked it. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, since we're in the topic, because I know we haven't talked about it. Let's talk about that Venom trailer.
I thought it was badass.
I didn't think it was that good.
I loved it.
Except for the end where you see Venom.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was all right. My concern with this movie is that like we're only gonna get like the last 10-15 minutes of the movie. That's gonna be your Venom. The rest of the movie, the rest of the movie is just gonna be him shooting out tendrils and making stuff with Peter. Like I feel like we're not gonna get actual full-on Venom until the very end.
That sucks.
I'm gonna reserve my judgment on that part till I actually see the film, but I mean, it's definitely promising. It's definitely potential. It looks a hell of a lot better than Spider-Man 3's Venom. It's already got that one leg ahead of it. And outside of Tom Hardy's English being a little bit kind of off.
Yeah, that was
accent
too.
Kind of. I'm reserving. I'm definitely putting it on. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Now, Jimmy, being a Venom fan, you've been too quiet. You need to speak on this.
Oh, and on the Venom trailer?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm giving it hope. Like, the first trailer really had me hooked because it was going for that horror angle. And I really liked the way they were going with that because, Venom, he's a really dark character if you look at him seriously. I don't know, because I am worried they're going to have Venom in the last couple minutes only, which is honestly a real possibility. But what's keeping me through this is, A, they showed us 2 different trailers with completely different genres, so now it can really just go either way. And B, it's a Venom movie, right? I mean, when I was a kid, I never thought this would ever happen. So I'm just happy we're getting something. And I will admit his accent's a little bit off. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. It's just not practical. It seems like he's trying a little too hard.
I forget, where's Tom Hardy from? Like, where's his origins? Where's he from?
British.
Is he from Australia?
That's what I thought he was. He's from Australia or Scottish or something.
I don't know.
I guess he's from England.
Somebody do a quick Google search.
I got
already on it.
He's from Australia because I thought he was out there with Oscar fighting spiders before he actually got famous.
Yeah, but like
he's from London. He's from London.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's British. Okay, yeah, because his accent is just really like you can hear it in, like I hope that's just like they fixed that in post credit, post production because it sounds so like you can almost hear his British accent wanting to come out from his English accent. Like it's like I seen him I saw him in the movie. What was that movie? He played like the MMA fighter. I forget the name of it.
Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior. Like he kept his dialogue to a limit because he tried to kind of pull like a kind of a Boston accent in that one, and it's just like his accents is not. on point like that. He definitely plays like he needs real work on his American accent because you can still kind of hear the European accent trying to come out in some of the dialogue in that movie. That it sounds almost like he's special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I do like the scene. I like the scene where he's talking to the symbiote, and they're like, "We do what we want." You know, that was pretty badass. I like that aspect of the movie.
I mean, I'm for sure gonna watch this movie. Like, I'm excited for this movie, cause like Jimmy said, it's like who would have thought that we would ever have got a Venom movie, you know?
Yeah, but
like when you tagged me in that Twitter post with the leak outside, and I was like doing backflips everywhere.
Yeah.
Tagged me in that.
My concern though is just this movie could go bad really quick, and I hope that's not the case. I mean, it's obviously not an origin story. Like it's obviously not an origin story. So there's no reason to not have Venom in the movie. There's no reason not to.
It's definitely a high.
I think it is technically an origin story. It's just not the typical one with Spider-Man and stuff. But they're just doing a different approach. And one thing I mentioned in one of my other videos, because I think they're adapting. Obviously, they're trying to go for Lethal Protector a little bit with the whole anti-hero thing. They're also maybe trying to do Planet of Symbiotes, because in the trailer, even though they didn't show the actual symbiote, I thought I saw Scream, like that crazy girl attacking one of the doctors. I'm assuming that's going to be Scream. So
wait, it's not symbiote. It's symbiote. Symbiotes,
same, but like fucking Gypsy Danger, Gypsy Avenger, same shit, bro.
No, I just think it's funny the way they pronounce it, like symbiotes, and symbiote. Like,
I don't know, because like maybe I'm tripping. I thought I remember reading something that when the movie starts, he has already been Venom for like 6 years or something. Am I tripping?
So then that's definitely Lethal Protector, right?
So in my mind, like if he's already established as Venom, he's already been Venom. There's like, I know sometimes the first movie, like you can maybe like the first movie, like I don't know, the first Iron Man movie, like all right, it takes him a long time to get the suit on because there's a lot of setup. But if he's already been established as Venom, then they could skip all that setup. So there's no reason to not have him be full-on Venom in more than just the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, if they do start...
That's my concern.
If they do start the movie with him as Venom for a long time, it just wouldn't make sense of why in the trailer you see him struggling, with controlling all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, it can go either way. Even as excited as I am for it, like...
They could pull him in Steel, technically.
What's that?
That'd be a lame move.
Say that again. Your mic kind of broke out there for a minute, Derek.
They could pull a Man of Steel and do like a flashback thing. That could be a like really lame, like lame approach towards it.
Yeah.
Real guy didn't like how they did Man of Steel that way.
Yeah.
So depends, honestly.
Again, it can go any route at this point, and like I said, I gave it a lot of praise. But the second trailer is. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's something. And yeah, they could go the whole Man of Steel route. And honestly, I'm just excited to see Venom kicking ass.
Yeah, like either way, I mean, any comic book movie or superhero movie that we get, I'm always excited. So, I mean, even if the movie is shit, I'm still gonna go see it. Like, I'm probably still gonna buy the DVD because like, book movie is good or bad. So.
Is anybody going to see it opening day? You gotta wait for the reviews or the critics? Or...
I'll see it. I'll see it opening weekend.
Thursday night. I'm gonna be there with all my gear.
I'm gonna go see it opening night. I'm just accustomed to doing it now. So
when does the movie come out?
What? Doesn't it come this year?
October 5th.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird time to have a movie come
There's
out.
something I can.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to like go with the whole, horror theme, but it doesn't look like a horror film.
Yeah, I guess that kind of feels like a Halloween time movie.
I probably will see. I mean, depending on, reviews and so on, I'll probably opening weekend, give or take.
One thing I want to rant about really quick is you guys know that I'm obviously a fan of Venom, and I've had all my t-shirts and my hat and my backpack of Venom for 6 years already that I've been going to college, and every single time in those 6 years that I wore that to school, I've never had anyone go up to me and say, dude, that's some awesome Venom shit you got there, or hey, I know who that is. Literally, the day after that trailer hit and I wore my shit to school, every fucking person went up to me like, dude, I love Venom so much. I'm like, really? Do you, bitch?
That's that bandwagon shit. Like I told y'all, man. I told y'all.
Yep.
Let's track back 15 shows ago on one of our first shows. I told you, when this movie comes out or if there's another trailer, every fucking person's going to know the name Eddie Brock now. I guarantee it.
They're gonna hit the hot topic, get to some merch, and act like they're gonna act like they were day one, just like they did Deadpool and the Black Panther. They're gonna be all sitting there talking that shit like they was day one, and they wasn't. That's what bandwagon jumpers do. They sit there. Oh, I was day one. I was day one. No, you wasn't.
In 15 shows, I also said they didn't know Cletus Cassidy. And he might be in the movie. I'm guessing he is with the whole Woody Harrelson movie.
They said he was the main villain, though. I can't remember.
Speaking of villains, I took a little quiz on Facebook the other day. Was asking what's your Marvel villain? I got Venom.
That makes sense.
I got Venom for my Marvel villain.
Now, here's something I've heard about him recently. I know some people aren't happy with the size of his eyes, and I'm okay with them.
It don't matter.
It looks like what you would think someone wearing an alien symbiote would look like. So I'm okay with it. Now we haven't seen the rest of the body, but like I said, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt that the face looked good. So I'm giving it that much credit.
I gotta say,
just the way it wrapped around his head looked pretty badass.
I honestly like it just because there have been iterations of Venom that looked like that, so it really didn't bother me. It was it's good to have a different approach to making Venom look like him without doing the basic first kind of look how he actually looked. But the newer ones where they actually have him with the smaller eyes actually works for me. For the body wise, you know Tom Hardy, that man jacked, so it could look good.
But he's tiny Jack though. He's not a tall person.
Yeah, if you in the 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
but like I said, I don't mind the face. It looks good. I appreciate that they are keeping it to the we that Venom refers to himself as we. So like I said, from what I've seen, it is a step in the right direction. So I'm giving it that benefit of the doubt that it's okay, you're going in the right direction. Where it goes from there, we'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure before the movie comes out, we're going to get way more trailers, and hopefully we get way more scenes of Venom outside of that, just that one scene. I'm hoping that, I know you guys are saying we're only going to get 5 minutes. I'm hoping at least if you give us at least 25 minutes of Venom.
That's all
I'll say, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah. It's
And
like
that 25 minutes at the end of the movie, throughout the movie.
well, that's
Yeah.
yes, that's what I mean. Like that's what I heard, that he was not going to become Venom. He was not going to go full Venom until the last 10 minutes. Like if he's already established as Venom, like you could give us at least 3 scenes with him as full on Venom. Like I said, even in the first Iron Man movie, you get the scene where he fights the terrorists. You get a whole bunch of there's 2 scenes where he fights terrorists. You get the final fight, so at least you get a good amount of like Iron Man doing stuff. I just want more than he turns into Venom for the last fight. I just want to see like Venom do more stuff. Like give me 25 minutes spread out throughout the movie. I'm okay with that.
You bring up
Listen, as far as we're concerned with Iron Man, you get Iron Man like every 10 minutes in a movie nowadays.
No, but I mean, if you go back to like the first Iron Man movie, where it was like a full-on origin story, you still got a lot of Iron Man. Like he wasn't just Iron Man the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't even realize it through the movie. You just see Iron Man, and you see Tony, and you see Iron Man. It's just like I was
balanced.
Yeah, so like 25 minutes of Venom, but I want to see it back and forth. I don't want to just see he's Venom for the last 25 minutes. I don't want to sit through like an hour movie or just for the last 20 minutes, you know?
Well, you mentioned like a final fight. Who do you think is going to be the actual villain? Like, because I don't want him to just fight a bunch of soldiers and scientists. I want like an actual.
It's probably going to be Carnage.
I think it's going to be Carnage.
Series that they said they was going to use Carnage, so
I hope so.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I think we'll maybe see some other symbiotes.
I just hope it won't.
Probably will.
As like I don't know.
All I ask for is basically they need to do it where like it's not like Batman vs Superman where we had what?
No, you go ahead. I can't think of the word. like I think we'll see him fight other symbiotes. Like maybe he'll fight Scream, but I think that'll just be like a little fight. Like I think Carnage will be the ultimate payoff.
And
I
what
think they tried to save him. Like, I think they had saved the rest of the symbiotes for down the line if this actually takes off. So I think it'd just be Carnage. I think it would just be Carnage. But then again, it's a possibility.
So they may be fucking with Carnage's origin story too a little bit, huh?
They're gonna have to because they already screwed up. Venom,
I think Sorry, go ahead. I keep interrupting people.
Oh no, that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
I think what they're trying to do is because now they've not really lost Spider-Man, but I think now that like Spider-Man is so ingrained in the MCU, like what I keep hearing is that they want to do more franchises with Spider-Man characters and have Venom kind of be that like lead character. Like apparently like we're still supposed to get that Silver and Black movie that they keep talking about. They keep like talking about that movie. We're apparently still supposed to get that.
I remember that. It's been a while since they announced that.
Mm-hmm.
See, my problem is everybody thinks just because Suicide Squad did what it did, that they can make a villain movie like that and it's gonna flop regardless. So I can't really get behind it. Venom looks good.
Yeah, it for sure looks good.
Yet, but it's not proven to work. Just because Guardians did it, and they made them look like straight heroes and not just like villains turning into heroes. So for them to do that, they need to figure it out to where they're not doing what Suicide Squad did, and it will flop if they don't. So it's just the point.
You know, here's what I really like about what they're trying to do with Venom. It looks like a classic action movie. Because I'm really marveled out at this point, and I'm glad they're kind of taking a different, more typical plain route. You know, you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of a little bit more personal, you know. So that's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, like I said, I'm optimistic. I'm not gonna really put too much judgment on it yet because it's like we just got a little bit of a teaser. Wait and see. Like I said, there's definitely potential, and I like what I've seen so far. So I look forward. So
I'll be there October 5th.
Now, before that, I think before we wrap up the show, we've drinking the Infinity Kool-Aid, and it was good. Now we got some Deadpool coming.
Ooh, I'm a little iffy.
And honestly and truthfully, I think Infinity Wars has set a new bar for superhero films. So
Yeah.
Deadpool, even though we know Deadpool 2 will be good, it's definitely got big shoes to fill at this point right now.
I think
I agree.
Even though it's not related in MCU or whatever, but just as a superhero film, like Infinity Wars has, at least in my opinion, set a new standard of what can be done, storytelling, effects, all that. Deadpool really go have just like this sequel better fucking like blow your fucking brains out the back of your head. Not just
really
be
don't
funny,
think
be
it will.
good.
I believe that, like, I think they know where. I think Deadpool, like, their people know where the place is for them. Because after that, they know for a fact the movie, like, Deadpool 2 is not going to touch Infinity War at all.
No.
So
It'll make money.
it's going to make money.
It's not going to make Infinity money.
It's not going to make that money because Infinity War, to be honest, it has the potential to hit the $2 billion mark.
It hasn't even hit China yet.
Right. So it's going to make its money, but Deadpool has no way of touching what Infinity War has, and it knows it.
No.
So
Honestly,
it's going to do its thing without worrying about it.
Yeah. But I'm
I
definitely going to be there opening weekend for Deadpool 2, though.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to make their bank, definitely.
And you're gonna get some cool action scenes. Like as far as any like complex storytelling, I don't think you're gonna see any of that. I think it's gonna be very. I think the plot is gonna be very one dimensional. I think it's just gonna be like Cable, somebody, and they're trying to protect him. I think you're gonna get a very one dimensional plot. You're gonna get a crap load of toilet humor. You're probably gonna get some gore. And you're going to get some action scenes. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what you're going to get.
This doesn't really have to do with the plot of the movie, but how come they didn't change his costume even a little bit? Usually, that's what you would expect, right? I mean,
why do that? His costume is probably the best superhero costume that has come out in years.
It's hard to change so it looks that good.
Yeah, it looks so good to fuck with it, with just to mess it up. Leave it alone. That's one of those things. Leave it alone. It's fine. It's almost now. That look has become the standard of what Deadpool looks like now.
I hope
in comics and live action and in comics, that costume is now the standard. Because you remember what he looked like in the Liefeld years. He was a whole different looking character compared to what he is now. That's the fucking standard. So why change it? Like, seriously, back in the days, his mask didn't have that little loop in the back. It was just a smooth fucking mask. Until they gave it a kind of more realistic look of someone who made his own costume. And it works. So why fuck with it?
No, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And honestly, for this one, I'm going to double down and I'm going to say that he's going to get his gray costume. Because they hint at it in the trailers. And with the whole X-Force thing, I think he's going to get it.
Yeah,
he's got to get it before the X-Force movie anyway, so it may just pop up.
Yeah, so, it's I have faith that it'll make money. It'll do good. It'll like I said, it ain't gonna break no records, but it's gonna make bank. So
Yeah.
and like I said, it's rare you get the R. We know they've R-rated superhero movie that you know is gonna be good. So I'm on board. And I think with that we pretty much have we've done it, man. This has been I would say one of the first few shows that we didn't really go off the rails.
Well, I mean, we kind of did. Well, like discussing the whole Fox the debacle.
But it carries on through. I mean, it just works perfectly with the carry on if we fell off because it all matters for later on. So it works.
Okay.
So us falling off isn't falling off.
All right.
I'm just glad we talked Venom.
No, I mean, we managed to just kind of stay on topic.
Right.
Mhm.
We stayed on topic.
We didn't go too off. We didn't go too off the rails.
Yeah.
Shows.
No one pulled out knives and threatened to cut off appendages. None of that shit. But
you bring up a good point.
God,
Okay.
jokes. Damn it.
No joke.
No joke. Look
Okay,
at.
here we go.
Don't make me
Oh shit.
drop the hammer of Thor on you, Jimmy.
No, man, I got no
You are not worthy. I am worthy.
I'm worthy. Don't you worry. Look at me.
See, even Mjolnir tells you I'm worthy. See? I am worthy. Had to this sucker been sitting at Walmart for like a month now. And I was like, fuck this, I'm buying it.
How much?
They got one.
$88.
Is it heavy or is it just plastic?
It's got a little weight, got a nice leather strap. There's a little bit leathering in the handle. I would say probably like a little under 5 pounds. It's got some weight
Not
to it.
bad. Yeah, I've held one before.
Yeah, it's a nice representation of Thor's handle. The tip is metal, and like I said, it's got lights. It's got sound. If you press there's a little button on it. If you say Thor or worthy, it does this. It'll.
Cool.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
cool.
nice. I'm trying to get that goddamn Infinity Gauntlet, but Walmart's dragging ass with that.
Yeah,
I got look, so I'm with mine.
Because that's the next big purchase right there.
off topic, but I went to Toys R Us the other day, and they're clearing out their warehouses, as everyone should know. So they found this after I haven't seen this on the shelf for years. It's a little G1 Bumblebee, like $6. So I thought, like, fuck it, why not?
Oh, I got one of those. I got two Optimus Primes. I got one regular Prime and one Nemesis Prime.
Oh, that's awesome! Like $6. So I was like, hell yeah.
The line.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on. I'm so sorry.
No, I was about to say, yeah, Karis don't. Yeah, you can't find them at that price all the time. You got to capitalize.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can go ahead.
There's like 2,000 of these made, but I don't see like a number on mine, so I'm assuming that's kind of BS.
Yeah, I don't even take those out the box. I just leave them in the box.
I just want to take a minute to check them out. I'm curious.
But I guess, yeah, with that being said, hey, for those who've tuned in, thank you for joining us here at Smith's Super Awesome Reviews. Again, due to Google shenanigans, we will not be on the Sanctuary channel doing this show for a few months.
Yeah.
We will return eventually, but until then, we're going to kind of just rotate between my channel, Sunspots Reviews, and Super Mario Zilla's channel for the time being.
Yep.
So next week, we'll be on Vinny's channel. Vinny will be hosting. And, you know, we'll come up with some more topics, some more discussions, and, you know, some more shenanigans. You know how we do.
I'll bring my Wolverine claws back. Don't you
But if anybody wants
I wanna
to,
get like a weapon too. No,
anybody wants to plug away. Anybody wants to plug away. Plug away.
I guess I can start. All right, y'all, go check out Phantom McFly. I'm here. I'm actually right now about to post a video about a giveaway, doing a giveaway on a few pops, a pop tee, and a few other things that are pretty cool. So check me out, Phantom McFly, doing pop reviews, pop hunts, going out in public and just doing whatever I need to do with the pops. It's all about the pops. We doing it. So yeah, catch me on Phantom McFly. It's me signing off. Peace. Actually, peace.
Next.
I am indeed the Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny. I have a couple more figures coming in, but by also you have more figures, more content for you guys. Might even sneak in a Infinity War review on my channel. I don't know how I'm going to go along with that, but we'll see what happens. And like I said before, soon I am announcing the 2,000 subscriber giveaway contest for this alleyway diorama, perfect for 6-inch scale figures of any kind. So be sure to check into that. I'm hoping to have it up by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it will definitely be the day after. And yeah, just
Next.
YouTube.attitude22. I upload a video every day. Lots of different stuff. So I'm sure there's something on my channel that you will like, but we will never know unless you come over and check out my channel, right? So,
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it, man. That's all I got.
Next.
I guess I'll go. So Sunspot reviews definitely comes up to me because that's where we're going to be hosting some of the Spaghett and Friends every now and then when we alternate. And if you want to see me fuck more of my shit up with my Batmobile,
highlight of the night.
Come and check that.
I want like a live stream of just Jimmy just trashing all his displays, like with the Batmobile.
I'm gonna edit that part out of the stream and post it on my channel.
Yeah, there you go. Like all those Transformers on the floor. I want the Batmobile to just drive right into them.
Fuck, dude, that's my wife.
Hey, yo, Derek, is your brother over there sleeping?
I'm good, bro.
You good? You wake?
Yo,
Okay.
I'm good.
Yo, do your outro. Go in there and race me. I got the gauntlet.
It's Trappio. Check out the channel. I do Funko Pop hunts, all that. Go check it out. That's all I got.
That's what's up. All right, Doc.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Brainfuck from 20 here. I ain't got no videos, so don't check out my fucking channel until I uploaded a fucking video of a fucking review. And now, fuck off.
And if you're already here on my channel, you already know this super awesome review, the worthy one of Transformer reviews, your guru, coming with you with all the hot Transformers, what to buy, what not to buy. You already know what we do here, man. So if you're here, you already know what time it is. But again, appreciate you guys coming through. Spaghett and Friends, first time here on this channel. Probably won't be the last time until Google just won't put the hammer on them. But yeah, definitely appreciate you guys joining us. Everybody in the chat, Mr. V, Steve. If I forgot someone else out there, man, yo, always a pleasure having you guys tuning in. And
yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody.
It was a great show, great 5-minute reviews. Maybe we'll do it again next time if you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, great talk of Infinity Wars, man. Like I said, great movie. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what the fuck's your problem. Seriously.
Yeah.
So,
seriously, if you haven't seen Infinity War, see it as soon as possible.
Yeah, and if you're mad that we spoiled it, no, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you for not staying away from the internet.
Yeah. Shame
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna go see that. I'm gonna go see that shit again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it again too. So I'll probably go see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go see it tomorrow too. So, I'm gonna be going to see it.
One more thing, almost forgot. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yes, but something even better than Cinco de Mayo. Tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day. So, if you got a comic book store somewhere out there where you live, I suggest
you need to go to it.
You need to go to it because that's where your boy will be tomorrow getting his free comic books. So, before you get your drink on, get your read on. Go home, drink responsibly, and read a good book because tomorrow's Free Comic Book Day. So
I did not even know that a day like that existed.
Yes, the first Saturday of every month in May is Free Comic Book Day. So find your local comic book store.
I have a comic book store that's literally 10 minutes away from me. Holy shit!
Yeah, and you go tomorrow.
That works.
You go tomorrow and get you some free comic books.
Shout out to comics in my area. That's where I'm heading.
So,
yeah.
I will be at my local comic book store tomorrow to get some free books and enjoy my Cinco de Mayo with some comics. So I suggest anyone else out there, yeah, man. If you never got a comic book before, tomorrow's that day to maybe open up yourself to something new. So I highly recommend you take advantage of the situation. And that's pretty much it for the show. So again, to the panel, always a pleasure with you guys, man. To everyone else out there, as always, eat, sleep, collect, repeat, and we rolling out. Peace.
Yeah, peace out.
Peace out.
Bye.
Guys.